Read, let's go. The name is Law Nation. Without hesitations nor deviations to the matter, be sure to hit that like button, share this content. One day at a time, one movement at a time, brick by brick. We stacking this together. We're going to talk about all of this one way or another. Come on. As the room fill up, prayers, thoughts, and concerns are out to the Hamlin family. We're going to talk about playoff matchups and more Q&A. Let's go. Yo. Let's go. The name is Law Nation. Sports. Hey. Oh. Mama said there'll be days just like this. It is. Come on. As the room fill up, be sure to keep your prayers and your thoughts out there for the Hamlin family. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. Bittersweet news. The hard thing is talking about this. The right thing is to talk about this. The wrong thing is to look at the negatives of this. And we play a gladiator sport, and for weeks I've been telling people, look, let's stop doing X, Y, and Z. And as you guys, we joke about players all the time, right? But one thing that law don't do is I may joke around with players, but I never call players trash, right? I sit back and I look back at things and I say, man, for weeks I've been telling people, all of these guys are one Ryan Shazier hit away. One hit. And I have a third of the community that would like to count paper, like to look at players as commodities. You know, they look at players as not individuals, about how they can go to the barbershop and talk all of their noise and say, hey, my team won. My team won, right? But they never contextualize the complete picture for those who played the levels of this type of sport. A collision sport that every impact is like being in a car wreck. That the day they strap on and put those pads on, bones could be broken. Minds could be lost. Thought process could be gone forever. And yet, someone sitting on their couch eating oodles and noodles can sit back and say, well, that guy's trash. Back in my day, I had a guy by the name of Thomas Williams the other day. Dak is trash. He don't deserve $40 million. And I said, have you ever played the game? These guys don't deserve money. Are you out there running routes, catching balls in between the middle of the field, having a player? Back in the 60s and the 70s, no linebacker ran a 4.3 40 or 4.4 40 or 4.5 40. None of the offensive linemen were 300 pounds. People fail to realize that. The offensive lineman today, 310 pounds. That's small. Would have been massive in the 60s and the 70s and the 80s. Look it up. Deacon Jones was great, but he probably won't get off the LOS in modern day time. And that's Deacon Jones. So what we got to do is we got to contextualize all of these things. And yes, we praying. for those who lay their life down to play a game to entertain us. But it's time out. I hope that this message reached the hearts of everybody so they can finally stop counting how much money this guy's making, how much money that guy's making, when everybody is literally one hit away from being erased. And we got the likes of people that don't understand the consequences and repercussions, like the Skip Baylesses of the world, who will go out there recklessly and spit upon crazy thoughts, not going to echo for what he said. But so many people are just like Skip in their own little worlds of saying things that shouldn't hold no ground or substance. But yet in return, those who are real, those who support, we are the delusional ones. Whereas everybody thinking that every year your team going to the Super Bowl. Oh, it's win the Super Bowl. When that's not the case nor the scenario. I pulled up Tom Landry, and we was talking about this and departing on the last show. One of the greatest coaches of all time, 20 winning seasons in a row. Got the Hall of Famer, Roger Staubach, all of the accolades you can think of, for well over this impact in the National Football League. Only got 2 Super Bowl rings. I know he been to multiple. I think we've been to a collective of 5 with him, something of that nature, but only 2 rings. People don't contextualize that playing in the National Football League is a difficult task. Yet you guys are expecting Mike McCarthy to do things that even one of the greatest coaches of all times couldn't achieve. Y'all want him. What about our rings? It's been 27 years. He haven't been here for 27 years. Dak haven't been here for 27 years. C.D. Lamb haven't been here for 27 years. And yet we're so ready to get the Super Bowl. And we're so ready to stand high on a mountain that we are ready to sully, denigrate, call players, and say that they're not worthy of the coins that they are receiving, right? Because we didn't get our toy. We didn't get the things that we wanted. To be able to walk around in the barbershops and to go over to the car lots, the hallways, going into your desk job to say, how about them Cowboys? We are Super Bowl champs. Look at me, y'all. I spend many of money. I spend thousands of dollars, right? Look at me, y'all. When you ain't putting it out there on the lines. I literally was out there. Who remember when I was out there in the Oxnard? And we was in the VIP section. And there was somebody that was in the VIP section yelling and spitting upon the players. It's crazy. For not achieving last season. Throwing trash at the player for not achieving. Everyone have a reason, but results are what matter, right? That's what everyone looking for. The consciousness of playing this game. It's a game at the end of the day. It's a game. It's an entertainment league. Well, with all of that being said, there's a bright light in all of this. as much as we can talk bad about it, he is still alive. Look at God. Although the world, the nation stood silent for about 8 to 9 minutes, they had to rush and do CPR. Let's listen to Ryan Clark right quick. And I kind of posted this earlier on my other channels and outlets, but I think that he had some great insights to the gravity of what's going on or what happened. Let me know if you guys can hear audio.
In this game, and in our job as well, we use the cliches, you know. I'm ready to die for this. I'm willing to give my life for this. It's time to go to war. And I think sometimes we use those things so much, we forget that part of living this dream is putting your life at risk. And tonight, you know, we got to see a side of football that is extremely ugly, a side of football that no one ever wants to see or never wants to admit exists. When you see both teams on the field crying in that way, your first thought is Damar Hamlin. Yep. The second thought is his family. And this isn't about a football player, right? This is about a human. This is about a brother. This is about a son. This is about a friend. This is about someone who is loved by so many that you have to watch go through this. I dealt with this before, and I watched my teammates for days come to my hospital bed and just cry. I had them call me and tell me that they didn't think I was going to make it, and now this team has to deal with that, and they have no answers. And so the next time I think that we get upset at our favorite fantasy player, or we're upset that the guy on our team doesn't make the play, and we're saying he's worthless, and we're saying you get to make all this money, we should remember that these men are putting their lives on the line to live their dream. And tonight, Damar Hamlin's dream became a nightmare for not only himself, but his family and his entire team.
No doubt, no doubt. And those are things that we will have to contextualize all when we talk about players in this game. It is a game, right? And I get it, right? We talk about, man, I wish this dude can blow through this particular block and squeeze down and hit this guy, right? But it is a game, an absolute game. A game for your entertainment purposes. And for all of this, we got the playoffs right around the corner, right? We got matchups and those type of things of concern. But before we go any further, if you can lay upon your heart to help support his foundation and his community tour drive, I'm going to share this link. It will be somewhere in the chat area on multiple platforms here. If you're on my Facebook, let me know. Give me a thumbs up if we still live there. And it's that link right there. GoFundMe. Let me know if you guys can see that link. And it's a toy drive. The power of the people. The power of the people. So when this guy comes back too, he can look back and say, man, look at God. You see, and on top of that, this message right here could be an eye-opening to those who look at these guys as commodities, for those who look at these guys as not human, for those who look at these guys as cartoon characters, right? Appreciate you, Michael. Appreciate you. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. And let me pin it to the top of the screen here. That's life, y'all. That's life right here in its full terms. Helping others. Being a better person collectively. Now, what I want to say here is, I'm not saying that you guys can't have your vernacular on reasons of why you feel a certain way to a person or an individual, right? We make dreams comes realities over here. Your source of sports inspiration at Law Nation Sports. It's on my About Me page. And just a couple of days ago, John, who never got a chance to walk like us that's watching, right? To formalize a complete sentence like you and I right now, got his advantages of being able to go to a game, to watch his team play. And you know, one of the things, I'm talking about my guy John now, who never got a chance to eat a burger, some French fries, right? Have to have specialized formula. Got a feeding tube. And I'm talking about John, if y'all don't know, John Hall. And I'm only sharing this not to elevate me, because like I told the NBC lady, you don't have to put this in the paper. You don't have to put my name out there. Matter of fact, I'll prefer my name not to be even attached to this. But they're like, no, Law. You got over 115 facilities that's listening to you now because of what you done for John and what you gave life and his ability to smile for John is remarkable. Remarkable. And I said, man, I'm not doing this for the 4-letter or the 3-letter networks. I just want John to go to a game. And we won. But y'all had so many things to pick apart. The Dallas Cowboys versus the Eagles. Dak Prescott threw an interception. Oh, yeah. Y'all complain more about us beating the team 40-34 than the actual, y'all complain about that more than what actually happened. We just beat one of the best defense in the National Football League, but y'all was yet to complain. Whereas John, when he literally said, Law, win, lose, or draw, nosebleed or in the field, this is my first game, and I'm so proud to be here in this moment. I'm so proud to be around other Cowboy fans. Whew, y'all just don't know. It's the little things you do. That's why I hate personal attacks here and every day. We all human. Yeah. Be we. No, you're a real one. None in the media are like you. Yeah. I appreciate you that. I appreciate you that. Like I say, I don't have access to Jerry Jones' account. I'm quite sure when I posted that link, other people around the community saw it, right? They could have pitched in and helped. But people do what they want to do. When this kid, before his injury, he was trying to raise $2,500. $2,500. And now look at that total, $3 million and counting. Going to be about $4 million. People do what they want to do. See, now the cost is aware. Recognition is aware. And I hope and I pray that those kids that get the toys, that can take them a second away from this negative world. And it's only for a second. It's only for a second. That's my time on that. Let's listen to Jerry Jones and his thoughts on this situation here.
Bengals situation that the entire world was captivated and disturbed by last night. What were your thoughts?
Well, it's concern for Damar's family and his loved one, his teammates, that entire Bills organization, and really the Bengals as well. They were so much a part of it there, and it was certainly the most different thing that I've watched, and relative to just the sincere outpouring of interest in Damar's family's well-being, and of course Damar. It was special to see him have available the emergency care that he had. And as it turns out, and as we know more, that care could very well have been a difference maker. But we don't know that at all, and I don't have any data on his medical condition.
Yeah.
But I'm so proud of everyone involved, because the only thing that was of interest to anybody was his well-being and his care and the well-being of his teammates and everybody involved. So it was something to be real sensitive to, and I'm talking about not his well-being as much as I am just the well-being of everybody that was concerned about him. And it's great to know that they're all getting the kind of attention and care that they deserve under those circumstances.
No doubt, no doubt. That's Jerry Jones on his thoughts of it. Looking at the picture from an NFL owner and his thoughts of this. And remember, this can happen to any player. I remember a lifeless Michael Irvin laid out on the field in against the Eagles, and that was day one, whereas I was kind of like in the middle of the road with Eagle fans, but that was the day I was like, man, shoot, F them Eagle fans, man, because they was cheering. They saw Michael Irvin laid out, they were like, that's Michael Irvin, y'all. We finally got him, They was happy. They were celebrating that Michael Irvin, because the playmaker was galvanizing and just carving those boys up for it. Anytime he played against those boys, Vince, Bobby, I forgot those guys, Troy Vincent and all of those boys. I think of one of those guys, Bobby Taylor. Was it Bobby Taylor? Yeah, Bobby Taylor and all of those boys, not Troy Vincent. But, man, they were celebrating. And I said, man, those boys are so willing to beat the Cowboys at all costs. And a third of the Eagles fans to this day are almost similar to that. I think that because of the way the NFL is now, that not all of them like that. I ain't going to paint every Eagle fan with the same brush. But, man, majority of them, close, very, very, very close to it. Very close to it. But that's just how it is in the National Football League. It's a gladiator sport. People key and laugh at it. I saw Kayvon Thibodeau when he sacked Nick Foles. He wasn't aware that Nick Foles was shaking and out on the ground, and he was doing the butterfly effect. I think that what the NFL should do, is cut away. Like they see things like that, just cut away, because he wasn't aware of Nick Foles laid out like that. But I can tell you that the visuals now that people have are crazy good. Like, I think that some of the games are shot at 8K, where you can see the sweat coming out of the pores of players, right? And we've seen some graphic moments with the Cowboys in these last few years. We've seen the Allen Hearns, when his foot went the opposite way. We've seen the Dak Prescott when his Dak was trying to put it back together. We've seen those moments, whereas you say, God, dog. And then we've seen the thumb of Dak Prescott being bent in, torn ligament and bones or what have you. So it's a crazy, crazy world that we look at things, and things have been such a desensitized moment that when you look at a player like Damar, you're like, all right, hey, he going to get back up, just concussion. And then they realized his heart stopped, right? Then they performed CPR in a lifeless body at that point. They had to perform CPR. I don't think that ever happened in the National Football League for that amount of time. Listen to more what they have to say.
Jerry, can you ever recall having a similar feeling of fear or disbelief or just shock watching an NFL game?
No, I can't. And again, it was just real apparent by everybody involved, including ESPN and including the network that was involved. Everybody's immediate care went to exactly where it should be, and that is for him and his family and his teammates.
Jerry, what did you think of the way that the league handled it as we were all just waiting to see what would happen? Were they trying to get the teams back out on the field? It took about an hour to go ahead and eventually cancel this thing. What did you think about the way that everyone involved handled this to eventually suspend the game?
And I never got the feeling that there was but one thing in everybody's mind there, and that was his care, the sensitivity of his teammates, the sensitivity of the players on the field with him, just a complete direction of concern and direction of importance toward his health.
Jerry, like who makes the call in that situation?
Before he go into that, I'm reading some of your comments as we listen to this. At this point, our Cowboy fans, we got to do better too. Because, hear me out, 2 times I've seen us throw trash upon the fields. You know, one first time in the playoff game, they're throwing it at the aficionados. And then Dak said a credit to them, you know, for the officials, and he got fined, I think, $25,000 or something like that. And then week 1, you guys throwing trash at the quarterback, throwing trash at the players. Week 1, we got to do better collectively. And I know that a few bad apples doesn't represent the entire fan base. But listening to some of the comments and reading through, we not that far off now. And then for people to make the justifications. Law, it's because it's been 27 years. We have a right to be angry and frustrated. I say, I be. Oh, really? They give you a right to throw trash upon your players, right? Oh, okay. We not that far off. It's like the pot calling the kettle black at this point. We got this great divide amongst all of these Cowboys, like the ice cream. And it's sad, it's sickening right now. It is to that point. And I'm sitting here like, come on. I believe right now if we had snow, we would throw it at Santa Claus. That's how divided this particular nation has become, especially Cowboy Nation. That's what I'm talking about. Y'all got to get better, man.
You know, to continue playing, to suspend the game, is that the coaches, the players that come from the league? I mean, how is the protocol there?
Again, I really, on those circumstances, can't be succinct. I know the book to postpone a game. I remember Lamar Hunt had to postpone a game in Kansas City one time, and he certainly was in the pecking order of postponing a game because of weather, as I recall. And then you had the unique time when the game was postponed because of the earthquake in California. And those protocols were really a complete coordination between every constituency that's involved. And, of course, that was to save injury and lives there in California when they postponed the game because of earthquake.
Jerry, this game, obviously, from a football perspective, did have a lot of implications from seeding and such in the AFC playoffs. In your opinion, what do you think should be done in terms of making this game up or just canceling it altogether?
Well, you know, we've pushed a lot of games important games and knew they were important when we were scheduling to have in the last week of the season and the next to the last week of the season, and that is borne out. And I don't have what you do there by that involves, just as we've talked, an agreement between teams, and we haven't had any chance to digest any information as to what was agreed upon regarding that game. But certainly the right decision was made relative to the health and well-being of all the family and certainly the Hamlin himself. But all of the right decisions were made regarding consideration of the family, fans, and of everyone involved.
Cowboys owner and general manager Jerry Jones joining us here on 105 Through the Fan. Jerry, this upcoming weekend, you guys have Washington. It looks like a pretty limited path in terms of what the first playoff game. Maybe you're still in contention for a bye, but there's also the prospects of having to go on the road against Tampa, against Tom Brady, a guy that you guys have never been able to best in a game. And then the other option looks like it could be, being the 2 seed and having to welcome Green Bay at home, where Aaron Rodgers has given you guys some problems over the years. So when you look at these situations, what is it that you want? Do you just say let the chips fall where they may, or are you rooting for a specific scenario?
All right, so before Jerry goes into this football analysis of who he would prefer to play, line them up, lace them up. I said this before, like the movie Avatar. You can't run from it. You got to fight for it. And if Tom Brady, the curse of Tom Brady comes around and faces us, yes, he won. How many times Tom Brady, came about? Was it 7-0? Is Tom Brady 7-0? Can y'all help me out? Because he's 7-0 versus the Cowboys, right, Jay Worthy? Well, that means he's closer to that L, right? 7-1 sounds good, right? 7-1 sounds good. So if we have to go to Tampa Bay, I don't care if it's Pelican Bay. You know what I'm saying? We got to make sure we hold and bring those L's so he can have those L's on his way out. And he need to go back and listen to what his wife said. I don't know if they've married or they got the divorce, but she told him not to play this year. So hopefully we'll send him home, right? That's what we need. Right? Because Tom Brady, he's been a mercenary and an assassin on the Cowboys. So that is what I need to see. We shouldn't be scared of Brady, and we shouldn't be. But dog it, we got to understand if we facing that ghost, he get the ball out quick. And they already laid out the fact that the Dallas Cowboys versus Tampa Bay, the defense, then already kind of said, okay, we know what Kellen Moore. They got Kellen Moore's number too. So we're going to have to make sure we make them eat their words from week 1. Send Brady home. Send him to his wife and kids, or send him to his kids. Yes, indeed. You see, now that's how you trash talk, y'all. You know what I mean? Send him home, right? Personally, I hope Tampa, because I live in Florida and I would go to that game. This is Williams. So we would need you, Williams, to be out there at that game. We need for you to have all your silver and blue, your favorite jacket. It could be the starter jacket, your lucky socks, or whatever you do. We need you out there, man. We do. Because somebody sent me the clip. I just didn't re-uploaded it. I think it could have been on Instagram or it could be on the Twitter. And they sent me the clip that Tampa Bay was chanting, "We want Dallas. We want Dallas." Let's give them what they want, right? Let's give them what they want and make sure that when they chant that, They'll be the last words that they know of. We want that because everybody want us. That's the craziest thing of it all. Everybody want us. Believe it or not, y'all, they want us to have and to hold, right? For richer or poor, for better or worse, they want Dallas for some strange reason. I want to know why. Come on, Cowboys, let's bring it to them if it's the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
No, I'd like to have the best advantage going into the playoff, which is the best scheduling. I'd like to have a home a game. That's at the top of my list. And we all know the scenarios that have to happen for us to get a home game in the playoff. And that's one. Two, I certainly would love to have a bye. That's possible. And so those things are very important as we look at it from this perspective today. We've got to take care of business, or we know none of the buys are possible, or none of the playoff game is, or having a playoff game at home is possible. But I know that's kind of the pat answer, but we do have to beat the Redskins. I mean, we do have to beat the Washington team.
They finna cancel Jerry! Racial slurs. All right, neither here nor there. This is what in front of us right now. Lurking, the Detroit Lions, Green Bay. And we can see right now we got the 5th seed. And the 5th seed, and this is what's going to happen. If these type of things don't work out, I done messed this one up. Let me fix it. Build a plane while I was in there. Bam. It looked like it was all planned that way. All right, so this is what's going to happen or need to happen. Cowboys beat the Washington Hogs or Commanders, right? I ain't going to play the pig noise that kill your ears. And the Eagles loses and the 49ers lose, then we will be in a better situation, right? We'll be in a better situation. That's how we can get the number 1 seed. Now, how my brother, the twin maker, can get the number 1 seed would be the Cardinals. I'm reading from the bottom to the top, y'all. Win versus the Cardinals, and the Eagles lose and the Giants lose, right? Or Eagles lose, I meant to say, versus the Giants. Excuse my vernacular. And the only way the Eagles can get it if they beat the Giants and the Cowboys lose or the Niners lose. So this is a great setup for this weekend on how these games will operate and look down the stretch. And I can tell you guys, the Washington Pig snots. Technically, and this won't be no racial epithet, right? The team, the Washington, technically, they can beat a Washington. Hold on. Let me get my pig. I'm gonna get my pig noise. Y'all cover your ears, man. Kids, go to bed. Hold on. Technically, y'all. Wait a minute. This could be their new name, based upon their mascot, and it fits right on in. This could be their name. Believe it or not. Hear me out. The Washington Pigskin. That could be their name, man. That could be their name. Let me know if I'm wrong. That could be their name. The Washington Pigskins. They went from red to pig because literally they got the hog. A hog is a version of a pig, and of course they eliminated. We got to face them this week. I'm not saying it's going to be a layup because they're going to try to hit everything they can or throw everything they can at the Dallas Cowboys. But technically, let me know if I'm wrong. That could be their name. Robert Howard says, Law, to get in and win the Super Bowl, we got to play teams all, no matter who they play first. I ain't scared. Cowboys for life, not for short. No doubt. Let me know. Law, that's horrible, all right? But technically, That pig nose hurt your ears, not gonna lie. Or them pork cracklings, right? Go hard. Them pork cracklings do go hard. You know, technically, that is crazy loud. Let me see. Matter of fact, let me see if I can correct that. I got it on a display, and there's no adjustment to the sound. Hold on. Let me fix this up. Let me fix this pig squeal up because I don't want to kill y'all over here. All right, so I'm gonna do it this way, and then we're gonna go this way. But y'all bear with me. Y'all bear with me. And I'm going to build the plane while it's in the air. Let me see what I could get from here. I'm loving it. Let's go. Listen, while I'm doing that, let's listen to more Jerry.
Let me make an X under that. We have to beat the Washington team.
Yeah.
And so it's important to us, and make no mistake about it, we'll have it out to have a big game there.
You know, if Philly loses and you guys win, then you have potentially the 1 seed, but you know, also more likely the 2. Do you sit and watch these games and think, man, I want to play this team, I want to play that team? Do you have rooting interests in terms of matchups that you would
play
look
your
at?
Game.
By the play. It's that acute, and absolutely watch them, and it's a significant.
All right, let me see. I built the play while it's that. Now I moved it to my soundboard instead of it being on the web base. So now when I play that pig, let's see what happened when I played it. Is that good right there? They loud? Now that's low right there. Now I can adjust it. I can adjust the volume on it. Did I build the plane while I was in there? Y'all let me know. It was that better, you know, for your ears, you know, for the eardrum. I don't want y'all to be bleeding with the eardrums, you know. So when we play the Washington Pigskins, can I say that? Or if I'm hurting anyone's feelings, because I want to be in the middle of it. I don't want to hurt nobody's feelings. Charge it to my head, not my heart. If I hurt anybody's feelings, but is that a bad slur? Is that a slur? The Washington Chitlins? Is that a bad word? You know, if. It's a layup, baby. All right, man. That is better. So I'm not hurting no one's feelings, okay? I just want to make sure, you know. I don't want to be like baby boy. Girl, I lie to you because I care about your feelings. Y'all don't want to be that dude. Nathan David says the path to the Super Bowl is like the gauntlet. Reference Clint Eastwood movie. You know, I appreciate you. Tampa, San Francisco, and Philly. Laugh out loud. Go Cowboys. I love your passion with Norman yesterday. I think you were spot on. You right? Right? I appreciate you. All right, so here's my truths with this. What pathway is an easy way? I don't know the order, but I truly believe that pig feet back in the days, you know, when I eat swine and all of that, pig feet, pig lips, you know, some of that hog head cheese and all of that, you know, all of that. Man, boy, we used to do a lot of things, man, with the pig, but, you know, pig ear. People eat some pigs around there, man, pigtails and things like that. But from my knowledge, was it an easy way for the Los Angeles Rams to win that Super Bowl? Did they had to beat Tampa? I forgot which order, but let me know. They had to beat Tampa. They had to beat the Niners. Am I missing out a team? Who was the third team they had to beat? Who was the third team? Who was the third team, y'all? Because I know they had to beat 3 teams. I know they had to beat Tampa. I know they had to beat the Niners. Who else they beat? I know they beat ultimately they beat the. No, I'm talking about the Rams, man. I ain't talking about the Cowboys. Who they had to beat? Oh, so they beat the Cards. They had to beat the Cards, Tampa, Niners. And then they had to beat the Bengals. That wasn't an easy tray of food, man. You know? So you gotta make sure that you're ready for it. You do. You gotta make sure you're ready for it. And they got lucky, huh, George? Hey, luck is when preparation meets opportunity. So when we look at these playoff schedules, it's playoffs, man. It ain't no layup. We can't be saying we ducking and dodging any of these guys, man. Right? And we do need the ball to bounce our way a few times. We do. That's how it goes, man. I tell my brother to this day, the Niners PI'd my guy, the playmaker. He did. I'm going to my grave, you know. Law Nation on his tombstone. Deion Sanders. P.I. the playmaker. Put an asterisk by that Super Bowl they won that year, you know, because it went down to that point. It got down to that point. Somebody say, Law, let it go. I'm never going to let that go. I'm never going to let it go. It's a part that builds me, you know. And then I can tell you one thing for sure, two things for certain. That the last time we lost to the Niners in the playoff game, we lifted up that Lombardi trophy. And Twin, he know, boy, 2023, if we lift up that Lombardi trophy, the world gonna know about it from east to west, as far as the south from the north. Y'all gonna know about, man, that Law Nation. Y'all thought that he was on one, boy. He's on a whole nother level. He got the John Madden bus. He's driving. Matter of fact, I'm gonna kick it off in Natchez, Mississippi, and I'm gonna come all the way up to Dallas. You know, on 20. You know, hit 61 and hit 20, or hit 55. Yeah, hit 61, hit 20, and then I'm gonna jump down there to the stadium, pick up some of my people from Frisco, and at the stadium and Arlington, curve back around in Irvine. Hey, man, we gonna go on a whole tour, man. Like, what's going on with Law, baby? He's crazy. Then I might just catch a plane out to Bahamas. You know what I'm saying? Hit up my Bahama Cowboys over there. And then we're gonna fly back to Canada and beyond, baby. We're gonna go on a world tour. Law, where Law is, man? He on tour, man, on Cowboys tour, man. Yeah, revenge is like the sweetest joy. Yeah, y'all know how this thing goes.
Thing that is influenced by what's
Sheila,
going on someplace other than the game, the one you're in, and so that's unique. That's certainly happens now. That was designed to get it down to where these scenarios are there, and that's what makes these games so important. They're very significant to the overall quest for that Super Bowl.
Jerry, how are you feeling about your team heading in?
Hey, man, somebody asked me what's the best place to eat in Natchez. Route 61, man. Route 61. And the difference is in Natchez, they ain't going to give you like a little small. Look, I lost about 15 pounds since I've been in Dallas. But they ain't give you no small portions. If you ever go through Natchez, just type in Route 61. Some people say route. I say route, man, but it's Route 61. And there's this restaurant. They going to make sure the plate, you know, they going to make sure the food is falling off the plate, you know. So it is what it is, man. Check us out, man. And then hit up the Natchez Donut Shop, too, you know. Got some good Krispy Kreme. Like, get Krispies, not Krispy Kreme donuts, but good Krispies, glazed donuts. Twin will let you know. Twin, you still in there? Let them know about that Natchez Donut Shop, baby. Down on the hill in the lowdown.
And we had Whitworth on last week, who won a title with the Rams. He said, you want to be hot and you want to be healthy. How are you feeling about the Cowboys getting ready for the tournament right now?
Well, we've got a chance to be healthier than we are today, absent something happening this weekend. But we've got a chance to be healthy with a couple of guys. Van Der Esch comes to my mind the most, and but others as well, that we could really come to the front on that point, your health. And then secondly, you're ready, you're hot. Frankly, I don't know of any other time this year that I've thought that we had our hand on the button and that we were in better shape to go out and execute. We've had a lot of repetition. We've got a lot of our depth. We've got a lot of young people that played a lot this year. That will serve us well as far as our depth is concerned. They'll have to play and play a lot in this tournament. And all of those things bode well for this. I thought last year we were in outstanding shape going into the playoffs regarding health and, frankly, regarding skill as far as developing young players. We're every bit as good this year.
Jerry.
All right, so I want to read my guy. I think it's Havoc. That's how you say your name. He says, "Yo, Law, what do you think? Any chances against Purdy, bro? Looking like a dog." I mean, I think that we collectively are better than the Raiders, right? And I think the Raiders gave the Niners a run for their money. And I get it, right? Purdy right now, there's not a lot of tape on him, Mr. Irrelevant. I think that he's a great guy to fit right into their particular system. I think that the Niners defense is just nice. It's good for them. But moving into this space of football, playoff time. Now, as far as the historics out there, the historical data, Twin, if you're watching right now, you know, there'd never been a rookie to win a Super Bowl, right, as a quarterback. So we'll find out, man, what he looked like in the playoffs and things like that. But for what I can see is you stick to the guns. You force the Niners to play left-handed, and you can win. I think that last year we had 14 penalties, man, that really set us back. The sunlight was in the face of the receiver. We couldn't track the ball. We had costly turnovers. We can't have that in the playoff on our side of the field. If we're going to have a turnover, I don't like them at all. Dak, I don't like them at all, regardless if it's your fault, his fault, her fault, or whoever fault it is. If we're going to have a turnover, not on our own side of the field to give the opposing team a short area to score, right? And if you're going to have a turnover, I don't want them at all, but at least have it whereas your defense can recoup. Don't give up points. All of this stuff is valuable. They're very, 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 very valuable. And it's about your team going into the playoff like they've been there before. Understanding that every rep is valuable.
Specifically, you talk about the injuries and the health there, and I know you mentioned Leighton Vander Esch, who you guys expect back for the playoffs. If you guys have to play in the wild,
hold on, I could be off. I think Big Ben won it in his second year, though. I think that even Russell Wilson won it in his second year. I could be wrong, though. There's never been a rookie quarterback to win a Super Bowl. Starting one, on the starting side of things. Let me know if I'm right or wrong, y'all. And I'm not the type of person to walk around with my chest out and say, hey, Law is right, man. I'm right, I'm not that dude. No, I'm right. Appreciate you, Tyler.
Wild card round specific to Tyler Biadasz. Are you confident he'd be able to be back that soon, or would that be a little bit tighter of a timeline?
No, I'm not. I don't want to use the word confident as much as I do. I'm expecting him, and because of his past and because of how he handles his high ankle, he's been there before. We've got every reason to believe he can play in the playoffs.
And on the front of, we talked last week about how there was going to be a bit of a competition at that second corner spot opposite of Trayvon Diggs.
Talk to us, Coach.
Seen some rotation with Mackenzie Alexander. It looks like Nashawn Wright has kind of taken that mantle the last two games. How do you feel about that position and that competition in trying to find some stability at that corner spot heading into the playoffs?
Well, I think Wright has some exceptional physical attributes, that height, that span, that reach, that length. And plus now he's gained this experience. I think we're in good stead there. I've always thought that if he could evolve, which he is and has, if he could evolve, he could be something very special out there with all that length at 6'4". I feel good there.
This will be a layup. I haven't heard this interview, so that's why these shows always be wrong a little bit with this, right? This would be a good jab, and I know, and I ain't talking about C19, but this would be a good jab if Bobby Belt or Sean or RJ say, so what's your assessment on Kelvin Joseph? You know what I'm saying? This would be a good one, man, but I know Jerry will be.
Damn act together. Don't like your attitude.
Let's see, man. Let's see what he say, because we want to know, man, from Coach Jerry Jones, his thoughts on Kelvin Joseph, right? Or if they're going to give me a thumbs up if you guys think that they're going to say it. Give me a thumbs down. Well, don't thumb down me. Give me a no if they ain't going to go that way. Let me know which way y'all think they're going to go at. Oh, my gosh, man, I love this. Kurt Warner was technically a rookie. This is from Sugar Daddy One. I thought Kurt Warner was like on a practice squad, or he was at the Green Bay for a cup of coffee there. And then he was behind Ty Detmer and a whole bunch of other guys. No, he's not going to do it. Okay, let's go. Let's listen.
Jerry, the strength of the Dallas Cowboys, you've had all year to assess it. Fantastic regular season, getting ready for the playoffs. Whether it's identity or strength, whatever you want to call it, what would you say leads the way for y'all?
They smart, boy. They smart, boy. They didn't bring up Kelvin Joseph
after all these games.
Well, I think I put Dak right at the top of the list.
Yeah, Charles. You know, that's me. I'm wrong, man. I'm so wrong, Charles. You're right. Why would these guys put JJ on the spot like that? Yeah, you're right. That's me. I'm just being, I guess I'm wrong on that one, man. I thought that they was going to so what's your thoughts on Kelvin Joseph and his ability when you drafted him in the second round or what have you? But, you know, God dog, boy. That would have been too much of a low blow. You guys are right. No rookie has won it in their first year. Yeah.
Dracarys.
Appreciate you, Jay Versick. Appreciate you so much. And I'm not saying that I want the Niners to make history. No. I'm just trying to bring the expectations down for my brother. You know, he think they going to the Super Bowl and all that stuff, you know.
The quarterbacking. That's a real strength. I'd put the offensive line, his protection. I think that's a strong point for us. I think we have top runners and pass protectors in our running backs. It turns out we've really evolved, and I like what we do at our tight end position relative to, if you will, the passing game. And that they've really evolved as protectors as well. So I really like what we've got on offense. I think that's a strength for us. And I think that we have the ability, I'm talking about the physical ability. I think we're better defensively than we have been. And I have a lot of confidence that we're coming together at the right time. So I think this is a good time to do it. Our special teams are outstanding. Our kick returners the best. And our punter and our field goal kicker, I wouldn't trade with anybody. That's special teams, and we've got a great scheme on special teams. I'm going down the list now, and you can tell I'm pretty excited about getting to these playoffs with this team.
No doubt, man. Pale Moon, appreciate you
Dracarys.
tuning in late, but Dallas... Go Dallas, beat the Washington Huggets. Can I play my button, y'all? Can I play it just a little bit? Man, they so wrong for picking that mascot. Hey, man, shout out to all the hog lovers out there, man. Come on, y'all.
Jerry, we obviously talked a lot during the month of December about Odell Beckham and had those conversations. But, man, T.Y. Hilton, these first 2 weeks he's been on the field, has made a ton of big plays. I guess, talk about that. How much has T.Y. Hilton's performance given you what you were hoping to get when you were investigating the Odell Beckham signing?
I go way, way back. There was a player we had when I first got with the Cowboys called Kelvin Martin. And Michael Irvin later said he learned more from Kelvin Martin than anybody, any coach, anybody. And there he had him right on the team with him. The difference maker for Michael Irvin. I think that we've got in T.Y. the same dynamic as to how smart he is, exceptionally smart, at the nuances of if you will, getting open, or the nuances of what your job is opposite, let's say, a number one receiver. And it can be dramatic. I think this is that. And I think T.Y. will go down as one of the great pickups. And I'm sure glad that we've got him. And he's the minute that we knew that he was available, we jumped on him.
Jerry,
All right, so let me give you guys further details on this. And I've been harsh on the Cowboys front office, as a fan, right? As a fan, I've been harsh on them, right? Saying that they make some idiotic movements here. It just hit me. I was banging on the table saying, man, the Cowboys, it took them 15 to week 16 to bring in T.Y. and to elevate this team, to bring in that other wide receiver. They haven't been doing anything. We left a voided spot. We never filled in the hole, right, from leaving or moving on from Cedric Wilson, and not just him, Amari Cooper, right? We've been hustling backwards. We elevated Noah Brown, the fourth and fifth wide receiver option, all the way down to the second option, right? And I'm not sneezing at the dude. Never called him trash, by the way. Look, he was even given the name Noah Chris Carter Brown for the first few weeks, right? With Cooper Rush or what have you. And on top of that, we had to understand that even Michael Gallup met the kid multiple times. He is a well, soft-spoken guy, but he's aggressive. He came back from the injury. We had to think that even he would take a year or such, right, to get back into true shape, right? And then Jalen Tolbert, that whole thing, right? We've been thinking that maybe he's in between a Michael Gallup, CeeDee Lamb, based upon his college tape at South Alabama. And you guys, say this with me. James Washington. We brought in him, and he fooled around, got hit across the middle of the field, and he was saying, oh, my foot, let me get up out of here, right? So we understand all of that, right? The expectations really high on James Washington, right? And now we're looking back at it, and the news from Pat McAfee, right? That's his name, right? 9 months ago. Literally 9 months ago, that he was entertaining, the Dallas Cowboys were entertaining T.Y., but it was just considered rumor. Hear me out. This is a long story. But what if the Cowboys thought that they were going to get this guy by the name of T.Y. Hilton during the offseason? And T.Y. Hilton was the guy that reneged and said, you know what? I got my kids. Life is life, right? But life is more important for my youth, my kids, watching them grow up, watching them play the sport that I love, that now that they love, right? And he took all of this time frame to be with his little ones. Let's give him a round of applause. Father of the Year, you know what I'm saying, for being for his kids. Maybe I'm going to give the Jones family this one little benefit of the doubt. Maybe they thought in their minds that T.Y. would be here sooner than later. Maybe that was the situation and scenario. And it was him saying, you know what? I need to be with my kids, my loved ones. That could clearly been the deal there. Now, granted, T.Y. is, at the time, 9 months ago, he was 32. But he is 33 now, and he can help this team out now. And I'm not saying that the Cowboys didn't make enough moves during the offseason, because I'm really saying that they are. Because you shouldn't fixate it on one person. You should have a whole trough of guys that you're looking at. But that could be the one thing that the Cowboys were looking back at 9 months ago when Pat McAfee, right, that's his name, right, that leaked out the information. Brian Godson says when he did find Foles were hurt, he taunted him on the sideline and then posted something on Twitter afterwards, the game, shaking my head. Oh, I didn't know that when he did find out that Foles was hurt, he taunted him on the sidelines. Okay, well, wow, that's bad. That's bad look. Brian, I thank you for that donation. And we talking about the Kayvon Thibodeau. Maybe you're a little behind on this, but it could be that situation. It could be that situation. And I live by this creed right here, Brian. I trust you, but we need for someone else to verify it. Can anybody verify that Kayvon Thibodeau taunted Nick Foles on the sidelines after he found out he was hurt, by him doing the snow angels or what have you? I trust you, but I need to verify. That's from the Reagan administrations, for those who are old enough to remember. DC for life, you are the real one. Appreciate you so much, Sadiq. Appreciate you. Let me give you some of this. He did the sleeping thing, and he tweeted when he got home, shameful. Okay, so he did. Oh, shame on Kayvon Thibodeau, man.
Shame.
It's a shame, man. And I'm quite sure after this last night event, I think that he probably took it down. Did he? Now, can you guys tell me, did Kayvon Thibodeau, do he still have that tweet up? If so.
Shame.
And he said something about it on the podcast. Thibodeau, oh, man, he overdid it, man. It's shame.
Shame.
Right. So I didn't even know. So he was aware then he was doing the snow angel while the man was on the ground. Yeah, that is sad and horrible. Well, he's a bad guy for now, for sure.
Jerry, last question for you here. Dan Quinn and Kellen Moore, they talked with the media yesterday and had a lot of questions about their future and potential opportunities outside of Dallas this offseason. We know you fought to keep Dan Quinn last year. Are you expecting a fight this offseason for those two? And are you ready to compete to keep them here in Dallas?
What you going to do?
Well, I know that success brings factual competition for coaches. That's part of the way the NFL is structured. And so I think those guys have got their mind in the right place right now. But I do think that they're going to be highly positioned coaches as we go into the off season. Now, off season's got a lot to do with this for them as well. But they're outstanding coaches, and no question. They had serious interest in getting a head coaching job last year. And I think we've done a great job with our coaching staff this year. I thought what we overcame with losing Dak early was not only impressive, but it actually was a builder of resolve. It was a builder of confidence. It's a part of our personality, the way that we were able to keep this team, not keep it, but put it into contention in spite of not having Dak early. That's a big part of our fingerprint.
Absolutely. Jerry, any rest consideration for guys, or you got too much to play for against Washington?
What he gonna say now, man?
There's too much to play for.
Man, that's Coach Jerry Jones, man. He says too much to play for. Rest. Y'all can rest during the off season, man. We got a lot of things that's out there. Now I know emotions are high. This is a game. This is a game this week coming up after the Cincinnati versus the Buffalo Bills game. A lot of emotions are high. A lot of people are thinking about second guessing their thoughts on this. A lot of people may retire. People literally may retire after what they've seen from Mr. Hamlin out there on the field, So they're gonna reconsider a lot of things, ladies and gentlemen. A lot of these players, and to join the stream today is going to be brought to you by StreamYard. So, in that way, if you guys want to participate in this episode, click the link. It's pinned to the top of my YouTube page. And if you want to be a part of this episode. All right, so a lot of things that's got to be around and talked about. And one thing I can tell you guys for sure, that the Dallas Cowboys, Jerry Jones just said, hey, a lot of things are on the table. I'm not looking for a way where we stumble into the playoffs. So expect for your quarterback to play the majority of this game. Expect for Kellen Moore and Dan Quinn to reach into their bags of tricks to make sure that everybody's on the right page and the same page. And on top of that, ladies and gentlemen, that's just how it goes. Unfortunately, we got to make sure that we secure this game for these type of things. For one, seeding purposes. Two, for rhythm. We got to make sure if T.Y., can he really stand tall? Can he step inside? Can he get things going? All right, so next we have here, I have my guy, Pale Moon. He live, man. You talk to me.
What's good, Law? What's good?
Yeah, your world,
hey, man. Hey, man, I just want to say I'm excited for the playoffs, bro. Since I've been watching the Cowboys, it's always been up and down, up and down. I know a lot of fans got PTSD. They're stressing. They're yelling at their wife. They're doing whatever. Everybody relax, calm down. It's going to be good. No matter what happens, we're here to, have fun, hopefully get a title out of the situation. And that's pretty much it, man. I'm excited. I'm excited for the playoff season. I can't sleep, man. I'm ready. Let's go, Cowboy Nation.
Man, let's go with it, man. So what are your thoughts on this playoff time, Dan? Are we the guys that we're going to be what we looked like last year? Or are we the team that's going to look like what we doing when we winning games this year? What team do you feel we going to beat?
Well, man, I mean, in the past, I would say, I don't know, we look kind of shaky, but even though we've had our ups and downs this season, we keep pulling off the wins, which is what we used to not be able to do. We used to have games where we'd fight to the last minute and then we wouldn't win. So this team has some resolve to them. They have I don't know. They got it in their mind that they really want to win. They seem obsessed with it. So I'm gonna give them the benefit of a doubt and say that even if we have some ugly games coming up, I think that the boys are gonna pull it off. If it feels right. I don't know how deep we'll go. I think we should take the path that whatever God lays out for us. So if it's a lot of drama, if it's playing Tom Brady or Aaron Rodgers or whoever they want to throw at us, if we're scared, that means that we don't think we can win within ourselves. So we need to be confident, go out there, play good ball, stay focused, and not let the media and all that get us, too nervous and tripped up before we get on the field.
No doubt, man. I appreciate your support for this channel.
Yes, sir.
Do you have a YouTube, or you got something back there to start up, man? What you got going on?
Yes, sir. I'm actually a musician. I'm based out of Corpus Christi, but I'm from Baltimore. Just a rapper, man. Y'all can find me on SoundCloud, Instagram. I just be chilling in the chat sometimes, just seeing. I'm a big Cowboys fan, so you help me get through the day at work, man.
Oh, hey, man, DM me on Twitter some of your stuff there, man. I love to hear some bars and stuff. You don't have to do it now, but you ain't going to put you on the spot like that. But, DM me some of your music. If you got some instrumentals and all of that, man, let me know, man. Hook a brother up, bro. Appreciate you.
Facts.
Let me hear you say, how about them Cowboys, too, man?
Hey, how about them Cowboys, baby?
Baby, let's go, man. That's a good call from here, man. All right, we got another person that's in the mix, man. You're live.
Yo, what's going on, Lo?
Nothing to it, man. Talk to me, man. What's on your heart,
I'm
man?
out here just working, delivering a little bit. I'm out here in Irving, Texas.
Okay.
You know how it goes.
That's what's it, man.
Right.
You grinding hard over there. That's what I like to see,
I'm grinding, man, but it's my first time calling in. I had to call in, bro. I've been watching for a minute.
Okay.
All right, so the thing about this year, the O-line is looking a lot better. That's making me feel way better than last year.
Right.
Second, Dan Quinn. That guy's getting all these guys in position. I'm super hype about that.
You all right, dog? Louis. All right, man. What we got over here, man? We got Jack Gill. You're live.
Hey, what's up, Law?
What's good, man? What's good with your home
Man,
skin? Man, talk to me, man.
Hey, man, look here, brother. I just want to tell you, man, that you and the boss and all these guys got me started trying to do this talking on here about these Cowboys, man, and Cowboy fan for 45 years, man. I love you, brother. You are exactly what I've been trying to get to, man. And it just, man, there's nothing but love for you, bro.
Man, I appreciate you, man.
I love all your takes, man. Everything is spot on. And
man, don't make me cry over here, man. You better make me cry.
Hey, man, look here. And I do want to give a thumbs up for the young man Hamilton, man.
Yeah.
It just brought me to tears last night, and I thank you guys for doing what you did for him, because we all got kids and everybody out here. So it's a violent sport, man. It's a violent sport. So. But anyway, man, Lord, I just want to tell you thank you, man, for what you do. I don't try to start or doing me a little podcast.
You start you one, huh?
yeah. Jack Gill, man. Jack Gill Show, Jack Gill Podcast. So I'm just trying to get up there with you guys. Not like you guys, but just peaceful, right?
Man.
So, man, I just appreciate you, brother. And keep doing your work, man, and nothing but the best for you.
Man, I appreciate you, man. All right, so you gonna give me any playoff talk, though, man, before I let you roll?
Look here, man. Look, like I said, Cowboy fan forever, man. I just think, man, that we're gonna succeed this year. I just think our adversity we've been through, our turmoil we went through, and we showed out real good, man. And we came out successful because all the hard problems that we done had, Law, and all the injuries we had, this team has strived. And at no point did I ever think we was going to lose a game.
At no point,
I just want to give Dak Prescott and also the coaching staff, man, all the credit in the world, man. All the adversity this young man been through. And I just don't see how people can, even our fans, I hear you say it all the time,
right,
that there's always a problem. Dak this, Dak that, but hey,
you heard what I said to Thomas yesterday. And a lot of people, I don't want people to get mixed up between anger and passion. I'm a very passionate guy, so when I get to that passionate level, I'm not mad. You know what I mean?
That's right.
I'm more. That's just how we talk down here in Mississippi, man. We loud, man. We gonna get it out of the mud. We gonna try to get our point across. But I don't mean to be disrespectful to no one. But what I can tell you that these are the realities, man. Super Bowls don't come every year. It
Not
took
every year.
great look. Tom Landry. It took him. Look, he only got two.
That's right.
Let me hear you say, "How about them Cowboys?"
Man, how about them Cowboys? Lord Nation is #1, baby.
Appreciate you, Jack,
Thank
man.
you,
Jack be nimble, Jack be quick, baby. You know, I got VIP.
Lord's VIP, baby!
What's going on, man? The reincarnation of Tupac the Great, man. I see you, fam. You got Superman cape over there. How we gonna fly into this victory this weekend versus those Hogs, man? You know, those Washington Hogs, you know?
Yeah. We're going to be eating a lot of bacon. I'm not big on swine, but I guess we'll be dining swine this weekend, Lord.
Yo.
Lord. first, respectfully, Lord, let me send my prayers and blessings and super healing out to Damar, his family, being a single father, watching that, and my son playing sports, and that that's like our worst nightmare.
Right.
To go to our children's game.
Right.
And have to witness something like, I remember my son, twisted his ankle. I jumped over the fence, ran on the field like I was the paramedics.
Right.
They're looking at me. I'm like, nah, I can't. You can go on FBI, CIA.
Right. CIA.
It's not stopping. So,
they get them out. Get out the way. It goes all the way back to the movie John Q. I mean, that dude was willing to. He had the gun to his head, and he was like, "Hey, y'all can't get nobody. Well, use me. That's how I am with mines. Shoot, for mines, I'm willing to put it to my head, take my heart. You know what I'm saying? If he needs
every day and twice on Sundays.
Yeah, but people don't understand that levels of passion. And when we talking about when we watched that movie, I know you watched it. The kid was playing baseball, right?
Right.
And he was like, go, son, go, son. They had to rush him, man, to the hospital. So that moment, dude, reminded me a little bit of the John Q. And I'm quite sure his mom that was out there, or his father, if he's around, I don't know their family dynamics. I'm quite sure that they'd be willing to do the same thing like John Q.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And in the fact of, and it's, it's sad to say, like, we only recognize stuff like this during tragedy. Like, this dude had a GoFundMe for how long?
Man, they said since 2020. Yeah, since 2020 or something like that.
And just now, during this catastrophe, has it climbed from 2,500 to it's almost touching 4 million right now.
Right. Yeah.
So I say that to say this, Lord. Life is such a precious thing. And I think we as humans, we take for granted this so-called thing called life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We have prophets like Pac, and he was talking about how he hoped there's a heaven in the ghetto. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I hope there's heaven right here on earth.
Yeah.
I don't want to have to wait till I get to heaven to glorify my people. And us as Cowboy Nation, we need to start here. If anybody knows the walk of Joseph, Joseph's brothers tried to kill him, sell him off. They sold him off, and he still forgave them.
Yeah.
And gave them grace and had empathy. Yeah. So I ask us Cowboy Nations to have a little empathy.
Yeah.
Our quarterback broke his finger.
Yeah.
Look, Law. See my finger right here? This finger has not healed since football.
Right.
And that was in high school. So you can imagine what Dak is rolling through. These guys are literally putting their lives on the line to entertain us. This is the last gladiator sport left on earth where people are putting their lives on the line and people are paying for it. Yeah. So let's just be humble enough to know that this is a sport and these are human beings. So keep that in mind when you're talking about my quarterback and you want to put him on the stir fryer because he don't align with your thoughts and he don't walk the way you walk.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying, Lord. Like, I'm not worried about these pigskins. I really want all the smoke. I want to line up Tom Brady. I want Green Bay. I want all the smoke. So if you Cowboy fans are afraid of the smoke, you're the first ones that run once you hear that.
Yeah,
you hear that,
I got you.
Back.
Yeah.
It ain't even fire yet, and you running.
You running. But one thing I can tell you though, before I let you roll VIP in that storyline, with the best thing that I read out of that, what Joseph said to his brethren is that I suffered so that you would not have to suffer. You know what I'm saying? So now he's put into a place whereas they can all eat off the land or what have you. Yeah. So his suffering, it was for them, believe it or not, because now he's going to provide a remnant of blessings. Y'all look up the word remnant. That's the word of the day. A remnant. Now people going to be like, remnant. That blessing to secure everything, y'all. I appreciate you, man, for your words of wisdom, man, and your positivity. Let me hear you say it, VIP.
Lord, before I get out of here, shout out to all the ladies, Queen, Sister Jazz. Jazz, I'm praying for your Moore Dukes as well. Don't think she's out of my prayers. But all the ladies that's on the line, I love to see the ladies on Cowboy Nation. I love the fellas too, but you know I'm a ladies man. I'm a lover.
Oh yeah,
but,
you gotta love the ladies, man.
You know what? And Lord, when you were speaking yesterday, I wanted you to drop that soundbite from Remember the Titans. You know who your daddy is, right? You know who your daddy is.
We had to get that one. I appreciate you, man, so much, fam. Thank you for calling.
How?
Thank you.
Wow, damn Cowboys. I ain't a killer, but don't push me, Lord.
Yes, indeed, man. All love, man. Appreciate it, man. I got my dog, man. Darius, man. What's good? What's good with you, D? What's good with you, man?
What's going on, Law? Listen, man. So, now we always critique the team and the coaches, but I got a little critique for you, Law.
Talk to me, man. Give it to me, man.
So the one thing that I see that you do a lot is you'll use stats, but you use stats to a fault, though.
Okay.
Sometimes. So let me show you what I mean by that. So
give it. Yeah.
So I've heard you and Coach Moore make this point about CeeDee Lamb being the number one receiver, and y'all both used CeeDee Lamb stats mid-season.
Right.
But mid-season we was having questions about CeeDee Lamb, and he wasn't looking like a number one receiver. So much so that even on the final word, you, Boss Cowboy, OC, you had to fend for CeeDee Lamb because he wasn't looking like a number one receiver.
Right.
You know what I mean? Now he looks like a number one receiver, but mid-season he wasn't. But you tried to use stats to prove that. That's case in point number one. Case in point number two.
Okay.
I seen you do the Ezekiel Elliott versus Derrick Henry.
Yep.
Law, you was dead wrong for that.
Oh, dead wrong with that. What about the Ezekiel Elliott versus? All right, so wait a minute. We gonna tackle one point at a time, though. You know, and I appreciate you. I appreciate you. So before we move on to the Derrick Henry, can you continue to contextualize on the CeeDee Lamb? You know, the CeeDee Lamb case. You know, can't throw it all at me, man.
Okay. So his stats said that he was a number one receiver mid-season, but he wasn't acting like a number one receiver because there were questions. There were questions on his play. Right. You know what I'm saying? He was doing things that was unbecoming of a number one receiver. We all had questions about CeeDee Lamb. Oh, take the 88 off his chest. He don't deserve that. That was for a reason. But his stats, Coach Moore, you and Coach Moore, y'all was using the stats to say that he is a number one receiver. But that wasn't the case. He was dropping passes. He was going behind. He wasn't crossing the face of the defender.
The Packers game. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He was doing a lot of stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? That's not what number one receivers do. He's doing it now.
Right.
But at that time, he wasn't. You know what I'm saying? I feel like you and Coach Marv use stats to a fault.
We use stats to a default. Like for example, if I were to say that CeeDee Lamb in his third year, his numbers blows, let's say, no. Let me use a prominent wide receiver, Cooper Kupp. Like if you compare their third year and his third year numbers together, you would say, give me CeeDee Lamb because CeeDee Lamb is starting off a whole lot faster than Cooper Kupp, right? And if I were to say also with the conversational piece with CeeDee Lamb versus anybody who wore 88, his numbers are far superior than Drew Pearson's, far superior than the playmaker, far superior than Antonio Bryant, who was here for a cup of coffee, far superior than even equaling Dez Bryant at this point. So their numbers are very comparable. So in his third year, what we can't do, and this is what I try to do, and I'm wrong for it sometimes, right? We can't grade the player while the season is going. We have to wait until the end of the season, the complete outcome, so that we can literally put that crown on his head and say, this is who they are. Because even the great Bill Parcells said that it takes 3 years to evaluate a first-round draft pick. Yes or no?
Mm-hmm.
So he's still in his evaluation process. He's still not finished being cooked right now. He's still in the oven. So for me saying that, I came out last year and said that, yeah, CeeDee Lamb would need some help with Amari Cooper, right? Amari Cooper, to me, was that game changer. But this year, I told on the final word that CeeDee Lamb is your ultimate number one wide receiver.
So, okay, so this is what I'm saying. Now, this is not a CeeDee Lamb debate. This is a Law Nation debate.
Right.
I'm talking about how sometimes you use the stats to a fault.
Right. Give me an example.
So I'm gonna give you another example. So I got a couple, but this is what I say. You can do pretty much anything with the numbers. You could take like a blanket stat, and then you can argue your point off of the stat. So I'm gonna give you a stat that I could probably use. Dak versus Nick Foles. Dak versus Nick Foles in the postseason. One can say if you just put their stats up against each other in the postseason, Nick Foles is a better quarterback. But come on, Law. We know that that's not the case, man. Nick Foles is trash. He can't even start on his own team. We all know Dak is better. But with the stats, I can make a point for that. You know what I'm saying? What I'm saying is sometimes you can't. And then to another one, T.Y. T.Y., according to his stats, his stats would say that he's not a big key contributor on this team. But me and you both know, Law, when they get to this playoffs, if a team don't scheme for T.Y., you will get destroyed. T.Y. will kill you. You know what I'm saying? But based off of his stats don't say that we need to, it don't merit we need to scheme for T.Y. But based off of impact, that one catch he made in that Eagles game, that might as well have been 200. He might as well, like the impact of it might as well have been 200 yards for 10 catches.
Now, Darius, I'm trying to follow you, man. I'm trying to connect the pieces right here, man. All right, what I'm saying is that for this team, CeeDee Lamb is number one wide receiver. Now, for this team, I'm also on record saying that, would we benefit from having a DJ Moore? Would we benefit from having, because me and Coach Marv, we got into a real fight about bringing in another wide receiver. And me and Coach Marv went back and forth. But I ultimately agreed with Coach Marv saying that CeeDee Lamb is a number one wide receiver. And Coach Marv is with the degree that right now as a number one wide receiver, if given the opportunities, if Dak Prescott didn't miss those 5 games, his numbers would be just like the Cooper Kupp kid from last season, which to a degree, yes. But what we can't do is stats. We can't just throw blanket stats out there. And when I say blanket stats without context. For example, just to lay this up right quick, the whole comparisons and analysis of Ezekiel Elliott to, dare I say, Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry is a phenomenal back. We all know that. But what Ezekiel Elliott brings to the table that Derrick Henry can't do is in his first few years is being the leading wide receiver, leading receptionist for the Cowboys. Also being able to run the ball and to block. Derrick Henry, I'm not saying that he's trash or he's suck, but for what we can see is that he is primarily in a run-first scheme, in a run-first system, and on the tail end of his career or in the tail end of where he's at now, he's not having split duties. Whereas Zeke, on his first few years, all the way up into 2018, it was all Zeke. So what the Cowboys did, the craziest thing about Zeke versus Henry is quite strange to me that we can look with our natural eyes and look and pinpoint when Zeke numbers fell is when we got the new offensive coordinator. Is that a coincidence?
No, that's not a coincidence at all.
Right. So you pick Zeke up and you put him on another team. And I'm not saying that I'm willing to do that. But if you put Zeke on the Niners, would we be still having these reservations about Zeke?
So you turn it into an offensive coordinator debate. So look.
I'm just saying. I'm just calling a spade, man. Come on, man. but to that degree, and I'm gonna let you go on this one. I'm gonna let you have your rebuttal to this. To that degree, we are a team that we do run the ball. We do get a chance to run the ball, but we all know that we don't run the ball to fit the need or fit the character of what Zeke is. But go ahead.
It's not scheme based. I don't know what that
right. It's quota based.
Yeah, you know what I mean. But my main point that I'm trying to make is basically, I feel like sometimes you use the stats to a fault when really it's like, okay, so it's like stats versus impact. Sometimes you can't go all the way based off of stats, and sometimes you got to go off of impact, like the intrinsic value that a player brings or whatever they're bringing to the team outside of the stats. Sometimes I feel like you fall a little bit back too much on the stats when you should, on some situations, you probably go towards the impact. That's all I'm saying. Like, I don't know if I'm conveying the message like good enough, but it's just like,
you're good. I follow you. You know,
that's the main thing that I'm saying. It's just stats versus impact. Sometimes you can't lean super hard on the stats, in which I noticed that you're a very analytical numbers guy, and so you that's your go-to. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, I'm trying to keep you honest. Sometimes,
well, hold on. Is AJ Brown a number one receiver?
Easily number one.
All right. So is CeeDee Lamb is CeeDee? All right. So if AJ Brown is a number one receiver, can you imagine what CeeDee Lamb is too? If he had a Devontae Smith on the opposite side for the full year, like this dude, CeeDee Lamb has three back-to-back 100 yards, right? That's what. Now I do know that you cushioned it and said that now he's playing like a number one wide receiver, but it goes to show you that now Dak Prescott, and I know that these sound like bevies of excuses, right? But what I'm saying is that it would take a time for Dak Prescott to get on the same page with CeeDee Lamb since he came back from his broken thumb. So what we're seeing now is that CeeDee Lamb got 1,300 yards, 8 touchdowns, only 4 drops, right? So from the analytical aspect, that's number one wide receiver production. Now, if you look at what A.J. Brown been doing with his number one quarterback, he's been phenomenal. But now A.J. Brown, for these last 2 games, I don't think that he emerged to have the type of game that CeeDee Lamb is having now because his quarterback is out. So now we got to put context into it. I wonder if A.J. Brown would have had the same numbers all this year with Gardner Minshew. We don't know. We probably had some questionings there, right?
Based off of stats, is what I'm trying to say. Like, even no matter the quarterback, AJ Brown impact is still number. Like he still acts like a number one receiver.
Yeah, regardless. And so do CeeDee Lamb. Even though he ran the wrong route on that dig route. Look. Even though he ran the wrong route on dig versus post route, right, in that Green Bay Packers game, but he still cooked Jair Alexander for a tub, didn't he? Is Jair Alexander a shutdown corner or a top corner in this league? And did CeeDee Lamb cooked him a little bit, right? And then did CeeDee Lamb cook some Eagles DBs? I think Bradbury, one of those guys. So I look at it like this: CeeDee Lamb, he's a number one. He's far from being a number 2 receiver.
Yeah, now he is. All I'm saying, I don't want to make this a CeeDee Lamb debate. I'm talking about law. I'm saying law. You lean on the stats a little too much. That's all I'm saying.
Well, I don't know. I can't lean on opinions, and I can't lean on things that's not tangible.
It's the eye test, though. You got to go off the eye test sometimes.
All right. So what do your eye test say about CeeDee Lamb?
He's a number one
wide receiver, right? just because I called it from day one doesn't mean that I'm tripping, right? Doesn't mean that I'm off kilter. I just said day one, CeeDee Lamb is a number one wide receiver. His numbers would be comparable to what Dez Bryant did in his 3rd season, right? Who's compared to be a number one wide receiver, who was drafted to be a number one wide receiver. And what I said is manifested and coming true. So I can't lie to kick it to you, fam. What I supposed to say he's number 3 receiver, number 2? I don't know, man. You painted me into a corner. I can't use stats and accolades. What you want me to do, man? What you want me to do over here, man?
All I was saying was just the eye test. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times on the final word, we all go off of, like, here's another point. So, like,
go ahead.
And you can leave. I can leave after this. But the linemen, they don't really have stats. The only thing you have to go off of, well, they kind of do, like the pass rush run rate, whatever that is.
Pass rush run rate, sacks allowed, fumbles? I mean, penalties. I meant to say. Are they costing penalties? That's one thing. There's things pressures allowed, rush, hurries, hits. Those are all considered stats for the offensive lineman. Those are things that I go off of. How many pressures is given up? Can he win versus his block against the bull rush? Are they technically sound? So I look at all of that. I know that those are things that are not gaudy stats. But they are stats, man. Sacks allowed, penalties. Those are stats that weigh heavy for an offensive lineman.
So those are the only stats that you can kind of use for a lineman. But for the majority of the time, you have to go off the eye test. You have to go off the eye test of like what's happening, like not just based off of stats, but like how are they performing based off of what you're looking at. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I'm saying. Sometimes like CeeDee Lamb in big moments, he wasn't acting like a number one receiver mid-season and beyond.
Well, you got to give us the games now, man. You can't just say he wasn't. You got to give us the games so I can, that's how the debate thing go, right? I got to say, okay, well, we can literally shit on him about the Green Bay Packer game, right? About the interception where Dak Prescott was trusting him to run a dig instead of a post, right? And option routes are not the easiest of the routes to run. Sometimes it takes a long time, right? Terrell Owens, he didn't come out of his shell until his year 4 or year 5 or what have you. So sometimes it takes time for wide receivers to develop. The thing that what getting a lot of people all gung-ho is what Justin Jefferson has did. But Justin Jefferson, I've seen Justin Jefferson get shut down by Green Bay Packers. I've seen Justin Jefferson get shut down by the Eagles. And excuse me, I've seen Justin Jefferson get shut down by the Dallas Cowboys. Yeah, so I haven't seen multiple of games of CeeDee Lamb getting shut down like Justin Jefferson. But Justin Jefferson get all of the passes because he don't play with the star, with the silver and blue on. You know what I'm saying? On the side of his helmet. So I get it. Justin Jefferson is nice, but he ain't nice when it's versus the Cowboys, and he for dog sure ain't nice when he versus the Eagles and the Green Bay Packers. So I get what you're saying, but people with Mandela effect will say that Justin Jefferson is light years ahead of CeeDee Lamb.
Mm-hmm. I'm not saying that.
I'm just saying that argument because people were literally saying, "Law,
you must be out of your goddamn mind."
When I say that CeeDee Lamb is better than Justin Jefferson.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying, man. See, man, get by, man. Appreciate you, Darius. Appreciate you, man. Let me hear you say, how about them Cowboys?
Let you know, hey.
Let you know, hey. Appreciate it. Oh, my gosh, man. All right, I got my guy over here, man. You can unmute yourself, man. You live.
What's up, Law? How you doing, man?
Nothing much, man. Nothing much.
Man, I had to hop on here. First off, prayers up for Hamlin and his family, dude.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But reason I was hopping on here is because, Twitter, sports in general, people, analysts, I don't understand why Dak gets so much hate for these interceptions. I don't know if people just aren't watching the games. We know, I don't know the definitive number, but I'd say probably 60% of his interceptions touched his receiver's hands first.
Right.
Most of them. Yet he gets all this hate, yet he still finds a way to win these games. And for whatever reason, that entire point's just skipped right over. And, just like the last guy was saying, I pray, I don't even care if we win the division. I want to go into Tampa Bay.
Right.
I want to knock them out.
Knock them out.
Right after that, I don't know how it would set up. I don't know if it'd be the Niners, if the Packers do get in, or Philly. I don't care who it is. I want us to go through the hardest course possible, just so if we do make it to the playoffs, just like the Lakers did when they won, the championship in the bubble. All they were talking about was the bubble. Oh, everybody, it wasn't that big of a deal. They didn't play nobody. Everybody, they didn't have their family or they didn't have this. I don't want there to be a single excuse. I want people to look at Dak Prescott and finally realize that the man is capable of winning it all for this entire organization. And it's just he slept on too much. And the same thing with Zeke, same thing with CD. I mean, it just like you said, you wear that star on your helmet, and you're automatically just bottom of the barrel. There's 100 people in the league better than you, and it's not true. And it's like the Titans game. That was my first Cowboys game I went to on Thursday. Okay. I live in Tennessee, so I was young the last time they came and played, and my dad took his significant other rather than me. But we went. I mean, it was a good game, man. The first half it was rainy, so the dudes was slipping all over the place. I don't know if you could see that on TV.
Man, the TV does such a wonderful job that you don't see the rain. It looks like it was perfect playing field. It looked like the condition was great, but we can see that there was some slippage going on. I understood like the INT. Shout out to Peyton Hendershot. Just remarkable season so far for an undrafted guy. And the moment was big. The ball was slippery. And Kelvin Byard, man, he is all pro, man. He is an all pro, true safety. And he's nice, man. He's nice, bro.
Absolutely. But hey, we're good, man. We just I feel like our DBs have definitely stepped up. I still feel like they let up a lot of big plays that maybe they should play a little bit more press. I don't know, but I ain't gonna sit back and judge them. I'm not the one on the field running, but I feel like we're kicking at the right time, and I feel like there's not a team in the league that we should be afraid of. I don't. And if anybody says otherwise, they're just crazy and they're just not watching the same football that we're watching.
No doubt, man.
Other than that, that's all I got, man.
Appreciate you, fam. Good call for you. Let me hear you say it, though.
How about them Cowboys?
How about them, man? All right. Good call from him. All right, we got the is that
T-Man.
T-Man football
Happy
geek.
New Year.
Happy New Year to you, fam. Talk to me, man.
My condolences goes out to that football family, man.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we got the top of your head. There you go.
I don't like my hair. I'm in bed because it's snowing in Minnesota.
Oh wow. Oh wow.
I don't know. Do you guys need? I don't know what's the topic today. I just got on.
Oh well, the topic today is is freestyle topic, man. Spit your mind, man. What you have on your heart about this team heading into the playoff. If you want to talk about the Hamlin conversation, you can talk about that, or you can talk about the playoff.
The Cowboys really need to do? I know you guys have a cap problem. Don't get me wrong.
Well,
I think it's time to trade Zeke.
He got a no trade clause on Ezekiel Elliott, so you can't trade him. You can only cut him.
I think they need to cut him.
And then you're going to eat about, I believe, $8 to $9 million or something along that way. And I think that would be kind of like hustling backwards, or it could be more. I don't have that number, but I think it's double digit. And I don't think the Cowboys going to be in the lifestyle of cutting the guy.
I think it's time to go. I think it's time to go with McCarthy.
Let go of McCarthy? He got back-to-back 12-plus wins. I mean, back-to-back 12 wins. How you going to let that go?
His play calling in the Cup, especially in the Green Bay game, he gave that Green Bay game away.
Yeah, his emotions got in the way in that game, in my opinion. I think that he should have stood tall in that game and forced the Cowboys to run the ball. I think that we were not game planned and ready. And that game, I hope it don't come back to haunt us. But if he can have one brain fart out of a year, shoot, we 12-4 right now. I'll take that one brain fart, but we'll see what Mike McCarthy can do in the playoff. That's just how he's just going to be viewed upon.
Remember that 49er game last year, the clock management game? That was a bad call he did.
Yeah, it was a bad game overall. The guys were nervous to play, and we had 14 penalties, and we lost that game way before the last 14 seconds of that game, in my opinion.
I think it's going to probably be Vikings and Cowboys. And the Vikings, what's going on with the Vikings right now?
Man, they are the Vikings, and we are, and that's just what's going on with them. That's a horrible analysis right there, but they are the Vikings. They fraudulent, in my opinion. You don't get
What does that mean?
What do that mean? That mean that they can't push their weight around against good teams. And we've seen them over a time and a time again against us, against Green Bay Packers, against the Eagles, against even – I think that they kind of got out by luck against the Colts, although, luck is preparation when opportunity meets that. But I can tell you that they are who they are, and we are who we are, and we just a better team. So shout out to the Vikings, though. They make it to the playoffs, so we'll find out.
Who do they think they're going to be playing in the playoffs?
I'm only worried about my Cowboys at this time.
Can you guys get the number 1 seed because the Eagles are going down the hill?
Well, we got to have a lot of things the ball to bounce our way, but we just got to focus in on taking care of what we can do against the Washington team. Hey, T-Man, I appreciate you so much for calling in.
Happy New Year, man.
Happy New Year to you, man. Good call from you, man. Yeah. Science, man, what's going on?
What's good with you, Law?
Beer gang, man. That's all good, man. Shout out to you,
yes, sir. Beer gang.
Beer gang.
Happy New Year. I want to give my condolences out to Hamlin in respect to his family and friends and his teammates. Right. Starting off, I have a debate with my coworkers,
right,
just about every day on if Dak should be considered top 5, and it ticks me off that these guys that I work with will elevate just about everyone with minimal accolades, and the only things that they rest on is eye tests, and it gets on my nerves. You have to go on stats. You can't just go on eye tests.
Well. Here's how it goes, man. That goalpost being moved. Year 1, it was the stats, right? And then they said, okay, we got to go off of eye tests, because the stats could be deceiving for Dak Prescott. He had the 22 touchdowns or 24 touchdowns, something like that, but only 4 interceptions, right? And he was a one-read guy because of that, right? Because they put him in a system. They were not prepared for him to play that year, but they put him in a system that's comfortable for what he was able to do. And it cost Scott Linehan to kind of like build a plane while it's in the air. You had to pull some Mississippi State plays together, and that's why we got the Linehan special, which we don't run anymore, that screen pass to Zeke, you know what I mean? But
right.
All of those things, whereas the argument was the eye test tells the people that this guy can't do X, Y, and Z. And the narrative was you take away that offensive line, you take away Ezekiel Elliott, and let Dak Prescott win the game, he won't be able to do it. But I always fought that and said that was bullsugar, right? You want to continue to add to that guy, maybe bring in a young wide receiver then to help propel this man, because the eye test plus the stats can tell me when you have everything going, shoot, the Cowboys are damn near impossible to stop.
Yeah,
but everyone else into that narrative though of what the eye tests say, and now it's inverse.
Everyone else will get their credit. It's like, oh, they don't have enough help. Oh, if the quarterback will elevate the players, right. But when Dak does it, oh, he has too much help. He has too much on his team. Oh, this, that, the third. My top 5, right now. And I'm talking right now. I'm not talking about what you've done over your career, what you've done long term.
Right.
And my top 5 right now, I'm going to give Pat Mahomes number 1.
Right.
I'm going to go Burrow number 2.
Okay.
I'm going to go Allen number 3.
Okay.
I give it to Hurts just barely, and I'm a Cowboy fan, but I'm going to give him his respect for what he's done this year. And Dak is number 5.
Okay.
That's top 5. At this moment.
And if Dak had had a whole year, you talking about for the 2022 season, Dak Prescott is 5 amongst those guys.
That's correct. Just for this year. And if Dak had played more games, he'd be higher.
He'll be higher.
Because if you look at it, when Dak broke his leg and he couldn't practice, he could just rehab.
Right.
He came back, had number 1 offense.
Right.
Dak broke his finger. He came back. He had number 1 offense. Man, you got to give this guy his props, man. He's a fighter. He's leading this team. And I want him to continue through the playoffs, lead us to victory, Dak. I need you to do it this year.
Right. Hey, I feel you, man. I'm not going to argue with your points right there, although, there could be some pushbacks with some things. But I can tell you that the expectations of Dak, according to the national media, he is more scrutinized and criticized versus all of those guys that just mentioned. Whereas if any of those guys would have broke, don't you know, you said a finger. I ain't finna just relegate it to a finger. The opposable thumb is what separates us from most other species out there. That thumb is such an invaluable part of your body, right? That he had to re-get that thing together, grip it. I don't think that there's another quarterback in the National Football League that broke their thumb and then they didn't have preseason, right? He had 3 quarters of football, right? And then he was thrusted back out there and people were expecting him to be in midseason form. I get it. Pat Mahomes is nice. I'm not finna take away from that. Joe Burrows is nice, but none of those boys, we don't know what they look like if they had a broken thumb.
They dogged Aaron Rodgers after he broke his finger. Then they still mention it. Well, he had a broken finger and he's just getting back. You got to give him time. Dak, you never hear him talk about.
Not one
it's like
word.
He had played all year. He's supposed to be flawless.
No analyst or people that give analysis mention the broken thumb. They don't even mention. They don't even mention like they literally don't even mention the broken ankle. Don't y'all know that the guy Alex Smith broke his ankle in similar fashions, right? Compound fracture, and he had to retire. You know what I'm saying? But
to come back and have number 1 offense.
Yeah, but man, see what he got to do. So I know I'm gonna get people to say, "Hey, man, you just a Dak Prescott apologist." No, we still grade Dak rightfully so.
Yeah.
But man, this dude, since they talk about the touchdowns, but his interceptions, but his touchdown ratio is similar to Pat Mahomes as well since his return. But that's a story of another day. All right, appreciate you.
Dak has so many accolades that match up with the top quarterbacks or people that you would call a top quarterback. So, the yards. What is he number 1 in? He's yards.
Completion percentage. The dude throwing is 70%. I got it up here, man. So the dude throwing is 70 completion percent, man. Like I get it, man. The people that want to rain on him, you know what I'm saying? Maybe because his name is Rain, but it goes to say that, man, this dude is putting up good numbers. And I ain't going to fight you on the Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts been wonderful this year, and I'm not going to fight you on the other guys that you mentioned too, man. I appreciate you, man. Let me hear you say it, man.
How about them Cowboys? Let's go.
Yes, indeed,
all the way to the
man.
Super Bowl.
All the way to it, man. All right, I got my guy.
Whoa.
What's good, man? Talk to me, Garrett.
What's up, love?
Nothing to it, man. Talk to me, man.
First and foremost, prayers out to the Hamlin family.
Yeah.
Prayers out to the Hamlin family. Last night was an emotional night, and it was some that, it was. You know what I'm going with this, Law.
It was terrible, man. It was terrible.
I just can't get the words out right now.
I know, right?
But anyway, this weekend is a big weekend, and all I just want to say is we just have only one job to do. That's beat Washington. The players, they don't need to be scoreboard watching. They don't need to hear no updates or anything.
Yeah.
We just need to go out there and win. Whatever happened between Minnesota, whatever happened between the Giants and the Eagles, that's not in our control.
Right.
We just need to beat Washington.
Right.
If the Giants beat Philadelphia, that's a blessing. That is.
Yeah.
Just beat Washington. That's it.
Just take care of your business, man, and
right.
Don't be looking at somebody else's yard. Just take care of your own yard, man. You're gonna take care of this yard. Go against those Washington Hawks, man, and let them swill.
Yeah. Stay in your lane, and everything else will fall into place.
Man, hello.
That's it.
That's it.
Stay in your lane. and everything else will fall into place.
That Chicago game that everybody was crying about that we won 49 to whatever. Hey, it looked good now. The Texans game, that game looked pretty now. And I told y'all down the line, shoot, the game that we barely kind of got things going and we won at the end, it looked good. Now we shot ourselves in the foot with the losses, but we learned from it, man. Just keep moving.
I told some Dallas Cowboy fans on Facebook. Because I was at the Chicago game, and and I told them, I said, hey, look, I know y'all want to see a beat down. I know y'all want to, y'all want to see a perfect game,
right?
But you fail to realize this is the NFL. You're gonna see some beat downs, and you're gonna see some games like you did against Chicago and Houston. Right. You're gonna have games like that.
Right, you're gonna
have games like that. This is the NFL. Sorry, I know you want to cuss me out because of what I just said, but it's fact.
Yeah,
it is fact. You're not gonna, I know we're a sport fan base and we want to see a beat down every Sunday.
We do,
but it ain't gonna happen like that. And this is a person who has been a Cowboy fan since 1977, that's telling you this because I've seen games like this before. I've seen us be favored by a gazillion points and win on the game-winning field goal last play of the game.
Right.
So it ain't just us.
And I feel you, but what's our record is 12-4, right?
12-4.
12-4. Ain't nobody going down that list and say, did you beat this team by 10? Did you beat this team by 30? Did you beat this team by 1? The ultimate goal is they saying you 12-4. At this point, that's just how it is. We one game away. We one game away from being the NFC East division champions, and that's that's the thing that I got to get through a lot of Cowboy fans is that at the end of the day, just because I beat this team by 80, you know what I'm saying, doesn't mean that it's gonna give a special attribute to your 12-4. If we'd have beat the Titans by 80, it's not going to put there and say, hey, since you beat them by 80 points, we're going to add an extra win to you. No, it don't work that way. We won the game by 2 tubs. Hey, we going on to the next game. Now, the game that we lost, we have to look back at it and say, dang, we sure let that one slip through. We're going to have to make sure we don't have these issues again.
I'm glad you mentioned that because before the game last night, I was thinking about that, and I was like, dang. If we would have beat Jacksonville and Green Bay, we would be having the number 1 seed right now. And we would be playing our backups in the Washington. We'd probably be playing our backups in the Washington game and
take all of this stuff for granted and go into the playoff high on the sauce and say that, hey, we okay. We don't have to worry about we resting everybody.
Yeah, we
out
good.
Of rhythm,
we got the number 1 seed.
We got yeah. Ooh, see, look,
we got the number. We got the number 1 seed. Right. We got a bye, and we're resting everybody, and Biotis will be ready for our first playoff game and all of that. We got a bye. We gave him an extra week for his ankle, and Hankins will be ready. Man. Even though he's gonna be ready anyway. And
it just go what it is, man. Let me hear you say it, Thomas. Man, I appreciate you so much, man.
How about them Cowboys, baby?
Yes, indeed, man. Hey, my guy Thomas, man. Emmitt Smith cousin, man. What's up, man? 100 grand, you all right?
I'm good, my boy. You can hear me?
Man, I'm good. Yeah, man. I'm going to have to teach you how to put a logo up there or something, man. Just a logo or something, baby. You just got the spitting disc. You got the CD disc up there, man. Come on, man.
Yeah, you got to show me how to do that, man.
Yeah, you got to put a logo up there. I know you don't want to show everybody your face, man. But talk to me, 100 grand.
Too many people be watching.
That's why you got the 100 grand, because you
The
don't want to
streets be
spend
watching.
nothing. You know, I feel you, man.
Streets be watching, man. You know, you can't be like that.
100 grand got the CD player up here, man.
Hey, man, it's true. Hey, gotta do what you gotta do. Too many people be watching, man. People overshare on the internet.
Overshare, man. Yeah, that's him right there. He's the one that was talking about Megan. Let's cancel him, you know. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. He's the one, you know. I already know how it goes, man.
People overshare too much, man. You
Man,
can't overshare on the internet. You don't know who watching.
Man.
Everybody ain't your friend, man.
I know you got that good government job too, man. That's
Everybody
probably
ain't
what it is. See, he at work, you know what I'm saying? He supposed to be at work. He online right now. Yes, indeed, man. He gonna be eating them oodles and noodles, man. Keep messing with him.
You ain't right, man. You ain't right. But even if the Giants beat the Eagles, we don't get the number 1 seed. We need the 49ers to lose too.
Yeah, we do.
So it don't even matter. It don't even matter what they do. If the 49ers win, then they get the number 1 seed. The Eagles got everything. If they lose to the Giants, the 49ers can jump them.
But I think that what we plan for is also with one of those seedings, even if it goes up to like number 2 seed, you at least get a home game, and I think that make them dollars twerk a little bit, you know, when you get that home game. You know how that go, right?
Yeah. You know how that go. Jerry want that home game. He want that stadium money. He don't care about nothing else.
See what I'm doing now, Graphic Zone? Go to my YouTube page, and you'll see what I just did right there, man.
Well, I can't. The way this thing set up.
Oh, okay. You can't see too. Okay.
Nah, I can't see too. I'm gonna have to watch it on the replay, on the rebound.
Well, I put your graphic up there. You know what I'm saying? To get the quality of the show going, man.
There you go. That's what I say.
You know, I don't want to have a Walmart show, man. I don't want to have a Walmart show, man. I want to have quality, man. Quality, man. That's why I want y'all to have your graphics up there, man. You know?
Exactly. Brother looking out for a brother.
Yeah, man. See,
that's how that goes. You know what I mean?
So for all your graphic needs, man, y'all reach out to Graphic Zone HD, man. I'm gonna post your Twitter account right up here, man.
Yes, sir. Or the Instagram, either one.
IG, Instagram, you know.
Yeah, it's all the same. It's all the same, baby.
Yes, indeed, man. So
I was watching Kevin Hart last night. He's like, all right.
You know.
But yeah, man. I mean, I'm not worried about the playoffs, man. I think we can do some damage. I really think we can. I really think we could do some damage, man. But I'm gonna tell you something. It's real crazy how the Eagles been losing and everything that they've been saying.
Right.
I'm like, that sound like the Cowboys, don't it? They're complaining about their coordinator. They're complaining about how, you know, the coordinator ain't calling the right plays and how he need to get fired. And they're complaining about, you know,
Gannon. They complain about their defensive coordinator, Gannon.
They want Gannon gone. They hope he get a job so he can get up out of there. That's what they say. I'm like,
but if you look at the Eagles' defense, man, you know they got a lot of guys up front. That's why they're creating pressure and generating pressure. The problem is with those boys is even though they got good talent on their defensive backs, the scheme that they run, you can pick apart zone.
Oh, he's all day.
But you got
that middle of what we be saying. The middle of the field is open.
Middle of the field wide open. and one of the things that this is real analysis, Eagles fans, is that it doesn't matter if your guy's playing in zone, and if we can get them up out of zone, meaning that now they got the single high look. We know there's man-to-man on the outside. Then you see them play like with Brad Berry. Brad Berry was looking scary out there when old boy from the Saints took the top off on him, you know, because of the defense alignment. They rely on front to get pressure. Now, they do get most sacks out of that because their front is nasty. And if they want to get Hassan Reddick Defensive Player of the Year, if they want that cookie, then give it to them then. But I can tell you that teams are really not scheming to stop him because of the interior pressure and because all of the other weapons that they got on their front.
Right. But if they front don't get there, Law, it's barbecue chicken.
It's barbecue. Give me some
chicken.
Give me some sweet baby Ray on that one, man.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what they don't understand. Whether you playing that zone or playing that man, your defense. If your front four don't get there, front five, it don't matter what you do.
And
you're gonna get carved up because your so-called elite backs. They not elite like that. You know what I'm saying? This is the team. Oh, we got the dream team. Then that's what we hard on preseason. We got dream team. It don't matter what scheme we play on defense. Nobody can stop us. That was found out to be a lie. You know what I'm saying? That was found out to be a lie. And the same with the offense. They talking about, oh, we got the best offense, all this, that, and the third. No. If Jalen Hurts is not there, exactly what I said. I said this, I don't know how long I said this on your show. I said Jalen Hurts is the key to that offense. Was I wrong?
You were not wrong to this degree. I think that what they do with Jalen Hurts, bringing that levels of extra padding for their running attack. I think that's what they benefit from. The ability to hold safeties, to hold linebackers to a certain spot on the field is phenomenal. And I'm not discounting him. I think that in that system is pretty good. But I think that one of the biggest, and I'm going to say this loudly so all of the Eagles fans can hear this before I let you go, one of the biggest parts of their offense is Lane Johnson too.
Agree.
He's a bully out there, man. Shout out to him what he brings to the table, man. He allows the quarterbacks to be comfortable, climb the pocket, and knowing that they got that extra second to pick apart teams with their wide receiver combo.
But it's also due to the run, though, because they're like, okay, we don't know if Jalen Hurts is going to run that ball. So they got to hesitate to see what he's going to do. And in that hesitation, it allows their wide receivers to get that extra 1 second and a half to get open.
Right.
When that's not there, I don't care who, Lane Johnson, whatever. It's not happening. It's Jalen Hurts running or not. That's the key to it. You see what I'm saying? And even I heard all 2 weeks now they've been talking about us. 2 weeks. Jalen Hurts' ability to run their running backs are trash. They even admitted their running backs are trash. It's Jalen Hurts that allow their running backs to eat because of that scheme. Wow. When Jalen Hurts ain't there, both their running backs did meaty dada doodle.
But before you go, I know you preach on the Jalen Hurts. There's a clip out there with Colin Cowherd. You know what I'm saying? Defending the Eagles on why Carson Wentz. This was like during 18, I believe, close in 2019. On how he's such a great quarterback, but they need Lane Johnson. I can argue the same thing. That even if you want to argue that Jalen Hurts is good and great and all of that, they still need Lane Johnson. Lane Johnson is that dude for them to curate those extra spaces for run and as well as for the pass. I appreciate you, fam, so much.
No doubt, bro. No doubt.
Hey, plug your channel again, man.
Y'all can holler at me at Graphic Zone HD for all your graphic needs. Graphic Zone HD. I will get back to you as soon as I can. All right, Lord.
Yeah, that's a good call from him, man. All right, next we got Lady Jessica. You live. Hey, how you doing, lady? Talk to us.
All right. Well, all we got to do is be aggressive. It's time to put those Washington Redskins team to bed.
Right.
As I said early in the week, it's time for us to do what we got to do and come out this thing without any more injuries added to our team. Everybody come out healthy, play aggressive, be aggressive. On defense sides, be aggressive on offense sides, protect our quarterback. Like I said, it's like playing a game of chess. You have to protect your queen, your king, not queen, your king. You don't let nobody trump your king. You got to protect them. That is what you use to trump everybody else on the board. But you got to protect your king. Because if he's not protected, he's go down. You don't want him injured going into the playoff. We need him. So protect him at all costs. And offense need to push forward and don't let them push them backwards. And if we have set anybody that we're getting off the bench, those players need to come out there. They're getting paid just like all the star players. So just because you is what you call yourself a backup or whatever, you come out there and you play. So in case they need you, they can use you. You show your abilities that you have, just like you played in the preseason and you were showing all of that enthusiasm. Show the same enthusiasm when they pull you off that bench to come out there, do your job. Everybody do their part.
Do your job, baby. You ain't lying. If everybody do their job, you ain't lying. Look. You spitting the truth right there. You've been saying it from the beginning. There's no resting of the starters out there. We're going to have to get out there, get these guys in rhythm, and we are not afraid of Tom Brady. We going to care if we in Pelican Bay,
no
Tampa Bay.
Who.
It don't matter. You know what I'm saying? Long Bay. You know what I'm saying? It don't matter where we at. We going to bring forth our best. Let's go. Lady Jessica, let me hear you say it, because I know you're going to hear. Let me hear you say it.
How about them Cowboys?
How about them? Appreciate you.
PVO.
What's up, man? You at work?
Nah, man, I'm at the gym, bro. Me and the old lady got into an argument about she saw our picture that we took when I was in Dallas, and she like, oh, he cute, and I had to get out the house if I slapped her and come to the gym and chill for a little bit.
Tell your old
what's
lady
up, bro, man?
Tell your old lady I said what's up.
Okay, all right, yeah. Hey, man, look, bro.
Hey, Scott, you like?
Yeah, tell her what's up. Oh, bro, I ain't gonna tell her that, dog. But hey, man, check it, bro. Everything good over there, dog?
Man, everything good, man. How everything going your way, man? I know you put your prayer.
Everything great, man.
You've been
had a long. We had a long work night, bro. I'm just really getting out the bed to come to the gym before I go back, man.
Okay, get it in.
Yeah,
man.
But man, of course, I'm gonna start this off with prayers up to Damar. Last night, man, was very scary, and man, my heart was like jerked a little bit, bro. I was like, man, I hope this man didn't, leave here on the field. I know, some players say they'll die for it. No way. That's not a good way to go out, man. So prayers up to him or whatever. And one thing the NFL fan base have to understand, I know you want to see the game continue, you want to see players play, but these are human beings.
Yep.
I don't care how much we in this gym working out. Our bodies are not to take the beating that we put on it playing football, bro. The moment that I got injured, when I caught that, my last interception was running back got pushed out of bounds, and all this right here was separated. And I had to tell a girl that looked like Gina from Martin that I couldn't do anything with and had to send her back home. That was it.
I had to figure out a way, man.
That was it. Women over football, cuz. That was it for me. But man, what I think about a lot is our fan base, bro.
Right.
Our fan base have zero patience.
Oh my gosh.
And so does our team. I'm gonna tell you why I say that, man. Teams are supposed to build cohesiveness together.
Right.
If you don't get it this year, then next year I know you're a little bit better than I did last year. I know the plays you're gonna run. I know what routes we need to work on together. But the main thing that they do, anybody that's extremely good, they send them up to another team to try to get compensatory picks and all that crazy stuff, man. Right. We could have been a little bit further than we were. We would have kept Cooper, kept Wilson. We wouldn't have had to have the Odell Beckham fiasco and all this stuff. I'm so happy we got T.Y. Hilton, because now we can get true separation with our receivers because he draws so much attention now. You see that, right?
He do.
And what people don't understand, and whoever played football, you should be able to understand this. When you don't have a receiver that's able to create separation for other receivers, your quarterback is going to try to throw tight windows because the receivers are not getting that separation. We didn't have that problem last year when we had Cooper and CD balling out. Those boys was open.
Right.
So Dak only had 10 interceptions, you know what I'm saying? So it's just that our fan base have to understand there is a method to football. Every team is not the same. What you see one quarterback do is not the same system that the other quarterback is in. I mean, that just facts. I play, you play. I mean, our coach is like, dude, just because that man is able to buy his wife a Benz and I'm able to buy her a TriStar, hey, look, my household is not like his. Everybody is different.
Everybody
If
different,
that's the case, every NFL team would have won a Super Bowl. How many teams have won? 8, 9, 10?
Right. And
You know
people
what I'm
got to
saying?
understand that none of these players, and I get what Press Ham is saying is 26 years, bro, 27 years. I get what you're saying, Press, but this is the thing. It is what it is, man. We don't have to fold up, you know what I'm saying? Because it's been that length of a time.
I'm going to tell you like this, man. This is one of the first years in a long time that I felt very confident that we can't go all the way.
Yeah.
And this is without Amari Cooper, too. Why? Because, listen, understand what Dak had to work with. This is how good our quarterback is. You took away his best piece and said, go to Cleveland. You forced CD to become a number one, and CD has became that. But Dak had to work with that, Noah Brown and other receivers that never played it down with him and had to get us to this level that we're at now. But you bash the cat. You bash him and bash him and bash him, not understanding I had to work with little to get the much that we have.
Right.
I know some of us grew up like that. Mama had to use the little that she had to fill our bellies up. And it was some of the best food that we ever had. We seen some great games from this team. 50 burgers, 40 burgers with little receivers before T.Y. even came onto the team. I mean, we talking about negative energy, positive energy. If this fan base would push the positive energy towards our team, man, you don't know how much that could uplift your quarterback and your team. And possibly your daggone owner. Everybody talking about you waiting for Jerry Jones to die. You don't wish no death on no man like that, man. A billionaire getting like he's gonna get the money.
No. It ain't like it's coming out of our pockets, man. We
you know what I'm saying? Like that. No, you coming out of my pocket.
And look. Two things is gonna be for sure. The money is not literally coming out of our pockets, and the players ain't giving us the money. So stop talking about the money.
At all.
They ain't saying like, you know what, Law, since you got this podcast going on, man, I'm gonna shoot you about $3 million. You know what I'm saying? See what you gonna do.
You know what I'm saying? And you the number one dude out there, man. You got everybody coming from different countries up there taking pictures with you and shit, isn't it? Hey, look, Law Nation fan base. This man was the hottest thing smoking in Dallas when we was up there. You had people from Canada, Zimbabwe, Africa coming out. Oh my God, it's you! It's really you! I'm like, no! Yeah, no. You even had some of Donald Trump people coming up taking pictures with you.
Yes, indeed, man.
You know that was crazy.
But I appreciate you, man. Go ahead and claim that iron over there, man.
Oh yeah, and your boy here. No, don't you know when I had the 45s? You Lord, you remember when I had them 45s on there? It was 45 and 2 of them equal 90. Like, man, shut that boy time up, man. But I'm almost done. I got 30 more minutes up here, man.
Hey, let me hear you say, how about them Cowboys? You can't leave without saying
How about them Mama Jammy Cowboys, baby? Yes, sir.
Let's go, man. Oh, my gosh, man. My dog, man, you're the last caller but not least, man. You're live, man. Unmute yourself. What you got for it, dog? Talk to me, man.
Lord? What's good, Lord? First of all, as everybody feeling, man, Hamlin, man, best wishes to him, his family, and the whole NFL community for that matter, man. I was almost certain that they was going to actually, push everything back a week last night, man, the way things was looking, man. I couldn't imagine, being in that situation, that whole thing was just crazy last night, man.
But you're terrible,
hopefully everything works out for him, man, and he'll be in a better place, man. Next thing I wanted to talk about, first of all, I hear a lot of people talking about, who we would want to play in the playoffs, this and that and the other. First thing first, let's handle our business with the Redskins. I mean, with
He said it,
I mean,
y'all.
you know.
He said it. I didn't say it. Don't cancel me. You know what I'm saying? I don't want the,
with the hall.
although I'm Cherokee, I got the Cherokee floor and I'm an Aboriginal.
Disclaimer.
And disclaimer, my people are Aboriginal to these mighty United States.
No doubt.
But he said it,
but
though,
the Washington team.
Washington team,
we have to handle our business. Just let's go in there, handle our business, and let's go on and get out of there, and then we can watch the scoreboards from there. But here's my thing when it comes to the playoffs, man, and who we need to face, and this and that and the other.
Right.
I do not care. In fact, I want that revenge tour. Okay. I want to see San Fran. I want to see. No, I'm sorry. I want to see Tampa Bay.
Right.
I want to see either Green Bay or San Fran, and I want to see the Philadelphia Eagles. In that order, if necessary. Okay. You know what I mean? That to be the revenge tour on our way to getting that goal.
3 games, man.
You know what I'm saying? I will take that revenge tour in a heartbeat. Listen, we owe Tampa Bay something. 2 years in a row. They got over on us.
They did, man.
We already know how it go down with Green Bay. Well, I don't even know how. I don't even have, if you're a Cowboy fan, I don't even have to explain that to you. You know what I'm saying? And then of course, San Fran. That goes back years. You know how either one, San Fran, Green Bay. Give me either one of them. I don't care. And then of course, those Eagles. You know what I mean? And once we do that, once we handle that, then it's matter of fact, and then give me Buffalo so we can take it back to the 90s.
Yeah, give us Buffalo. You think it's gonna be Buffalo? Hell, give me Kansas City. That'll be the cherry on the top for me. Give me Kansas City. I would love to do the Kansas City thing one more time, man.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I think it just feels different this year. You know what I mean? Especially considering the stuff that we've been through, and I think a lot, like the last quarter kind of talked about it too. A lot of people downplay, that we've been through a lot. Like, think about preseason, Tyron Smith going out, first game of the season, that going out, and we was written off after that.
Yeah, we were, man.
Written off, like completely off. Like nobody thought we would be in the position that we in right now. People talking about get rid of McCarthy. That other caller, man, I don't know who he was. I don't know what he from Minnesota. Yo, he must have been a Vikings fan because I don't know what he was talking about, man.
He was.
Yeah. He's trying to infiltrate, man.
All right, let's do this. Let's do this. Which one? Now, shout out to my guy Darius, man. I'm only picking at you in love, man. But which call was the worst, man?
I don't know, man.
If you had to grade, if you had to give your analysis on the call and what the information was about.
Nah, that dude from Minnesota, man. I didn't trust him, man. I didn't trust him, man. He was an infiltrator.
I'm from Vikings. He from Minnesota, and then he was going into details about, Like, how did you even bring up? Nobody even talking about the Vikings.
Yeah, what are you bringing this stuff up for? What are you talking about right now? Nobody talking about the Vikings. We don't care about the Vikings, man. What are you talking about?
I was trying to tell. I was like, man, all right, fam, all right, bro, all right, fam,
yeah,
all right, bro.
I had putting in, yo, you got to hang up on him, man. He got to go. Somebody put in, I think it was Jay Lombardi, said, who sent him the link, man? Like. He I don't know who he was, but he wasn't supposed to be on here. Only Cowboy fans need to be on here talking about the Cowboys, man. Like Jessica say, and I always put it in the chat, PVO, man. Let's go.
Let's go, man. And let me hear you say also, how about them Cowboys before I let you roll?
Man, Lord, you know how it go. How about those Cowboys?
Look at that hat, man. That's that Troy Aikman hat too, by the way.
You see it.
I see it, man. You got the starter jacket to go with it, though?
Oh yeah. I got the little sweater joint that zip up with the hoodie. Man. Cowboys written on the side of it.
Man, they relaunched that. I had to say they relaunched that starter jacket.
I saw that starter jacket on the site.
I literally, man, I was saying I'm gonna go back and go grab it. That mama gone. I was like, God, no.
I saw it on the site. I was like, oh, They taking me back to the late 80s, early 90s with this one.
I should have got it when it was hot, man.
Gotta get it when you can.
Yes, indeed, fam. Appreciate you, man. Good call for you, fam.
Hey, Lord, appreciate everything you do, man. Keep up the good work. You the best out here. Nothing but the best.
Appreciate you, bro. Good call from him, man. He was the last caller, y'all. Let me know if y'all like that format. I try my best to always try to reinvent myself. And we got a big event that's going to be this Wednesday. We have a new sponsor for the Pick'em Show. And we're going to be reaching out to our people way across the pond. It's not in the parts that you guys know, but it's in South Korea. So we're going to have our show integrated with them. It's called Jan, and I'm talking about a unique platform where it's allow interactions, and I'm going to send y'all the link, just like what we did today, and it's going to be remarkable. It's going to be lovely. And I thank y'all for the new format. That way I can match a name with a face. You know, I like to talk to people, not just the voices in my ears. So I'm not going to abandon the call lines, but I think that the new format will work wonders for the nation so that people can, identify who they talking to. And then you can see other people that can jump in. Shout out to the guy that was working for Amazon. I didn't get a chance to get back to him on his points because I lost him. But neither here nor there. The Cowboys heading into the final week. We will give y'all some more and more analysis throughout the day. Shout out to my guys on the Final Word. We should be live a little later on tonight. Y'all know how the nation do. Y'all know how we get down. Let's go. Choctaw said the format is fire. Appreciate y'all, man. Shout out to you, man. Shout out to you, Georgie. Appreciate you. Respect to all, man. If I offended anyone, charge it to my head, not my heart. Put y'all prayers together for this guy right here, the Hamlin family. We seen him out there on the ground, right? And I tell people all the time that you never know when will it be your last. But I can tell you this truth right here, that even him, he's playing a game that he loved, right? He didn't like football, he loved it. And he's fighting for his life right now. So put y'all prayers together. Now they said that he got a tube down his throat so to help him breathe. But it's not the end for him right now. Let his story be heard all around the globe. Let his toy drive be a successful one. Let people look back at this and now stop looking at people that's out there on the field as commodities. That they're playing for your entertainment, but also they are one hit away for being like this young man at the tender age of 24. Damar Hamlin. Continue to put his family in your prayers and know that this right here, this too shall pass. Right? Every time life have a way of showing you small details of things. Right? So that you can appreciate the things that you have right now. Some people are angry and upset that they didn't make the NFL team or didn't won a certain game. Some people are angry and upset that their team not even making it to the playoffs. Imagine his family frustrations. Right. Write this down, Cowboy Nation. If you can keep your head when all about you are losing theirs and blaming it on you. If you can trust yourself when all men doubt you, but make allowance for their doubting too. If you can wait and not be tired by waiting or lied about, don't deal in lies or hate it and yet give way to hate it. And don't look too good nor talk too wise. If you can think and not make thoughts your aim, if you can meet with triumph and disaster and treat those two imposters just the same. Listen to this part right here. If you can bear to hear the truth you've spoken, twisted by knaves to make a trap for fools, or watch the things you gave your whole life for, broken and stooped and built back up again with worn out tools. And write this down too. Tell me not in mournful numbers. Life is but an empty dream, for a soul is dead that slumbers, and things are not what they say. Life is real, and life is earnest, and the grave is not his soul. Write that down. Cowboy Nation. Life itself is real. Life is earnest. And when we look at all of these things, when we go back and turn back the pages of time, one thing I would tell you guys at this moment, that there were families out there that couldn't even open their mouth watching a game, an entertainment. There wasn't a dry eye in the building. There wasn't one. But keep your head high. Know that everything happened for a reason. And in that reason, we should collectively, believe it or not, be better. Because now we understand that those boys that's out there on the field is one hit away. And people, I know the detractors would say, hey, I'm a construction worker. I work on the streets. I'm one hit away too, Lord. Yes, but not for our entertainment. Right? Nobody is going down and saying, hey, I wonder if he can pave the roads fast. Do you run a 4.340? Can they build a building less than 60 seconds? No one is looking at those guys that do construction work like commodities, right? Let's start it back up again. So I appreciate y'all so much, man, for your time and your understanding. Let's continue to grind and shine. The name is Law Nation. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the past. Let's go. Let's run it up, baby. Y'all continue to pray for the Hamlin family. Get them, see? Now we hit the right button. Roll those credits.
I've been really in the field, let her rush, I let her feel lately.
I just wanna run it up. Shout out to you, Mr. 316.
I just wanna run it up. Yeah. Kinda check a song. Lately I just wanna
Robert Howard, Jay Versick,
count that too, count it up.
David, Pale Moon, appreciate you, the rapper. Brian Sadiq. Let's go. Beaky said he can eat those Nacho Bell Grande in 4.3 seconds. No doubt, fam. No doubt. Come on. Appreciate y'all. PVO. Oh. Come on. Call it too legit.
I've been really in the field, let her rush, I let her feel lately.
All the haters, can you do me a few favors? Lean forward just a little bit. Appreciate you, Laster, for the 100 stars on Facebook. Appreciate you, Mike, for the 100 stars. Glad I found this show. That means a lot to me, Mike. Come on.
24s and clothes. Yeah.
Jay Versick says Louis T said no one wanted to see them in the playoffs. Well, he ain't lying. Run it, baby. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Kinda check a song.
Uh-oh.
Count that too.
Where are my flashes at? Get the flashlights and go.
Lately, I just wanna run it up.
Booyah. There we go.
Lately, I just wanna run it up.
paper crane can fly, then forever doesn't feel that far. So far, so far. If a paper crane can fly, then forever doesn't feel that far. So far, so far. If a paper crane can fly, fly on, fly on, fly on, fly on, fly on.